Welcome to the Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority Planning Commission meeting. Meeting is now in session. Call to order at 7:03 p.m. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Noricumbo.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi.
Present.
Councilmember Thailenda. Councilmember Marquez.
Present.
Councilmember Calderon. We have quorum.
Okay, thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for the invocation.
I guess the pastor left, right? Well, thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing us all together. We lift this dice up and our community members to our Lord, to grace us with His being. And I thank you for everything that what we have strived for, and to continue to strive and to work together as a team, as council members, and with the people out there. And for the city of Calexico, we lift this up to you in your holiest name. Amen.
Thank you. Please take your seat. Closed session announcements.
Thank you, Mayor. We have no reports from closed session. Thank you.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. Any changes to the agenda?
Yes. We'd like to remove item number 12 for a later date.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Can we get a motion to approve? Do you have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Noricumbo.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi.
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda.
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez.
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, we're going on to presentations. Item number 6, proclamation designating October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas the crime of family violence violates an individual's privacy and dignity, security and humanity, due to systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and/or abuse, including abuse to children and the elderly, and
Whereas the problems of family violence are not confined to any groups or groups of people, but cut across all economic, racial, and social barriers, and are supported by societal indifferences, and
Whereas the impact of family violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole, here in Imperial County, throughout the United States and the world.
Where therefore, in recognition of the important work done by family violence advocate and programs, we do hereby proclaim the month of October to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Imperial County and the city of Calexico, to urge all citizens to actively participate in the scheduled activities and programs to work towards improving victim safety and holding perpetrators of family abuse accountable of their actions against individuals, victims, and our Valley community.
Now therefore to be resolved that the City Council of the City of Calexico does hereby proclaim October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month on this first day of October 2025.
okay, do we have, who's going to receive our,
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. My name is Gina Vargas, Executive Director for Woman Haven. Thank you for having us here and proclaiming October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. On behalf of the survivors and their families, we sincerely thank you, City of Calexico, for issuing a proclamation in recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Your leadership brings light to a difficult issue and reminds us that survivors can move from surviving to thriving when supported by their community. We also honor the voices of the secondary victims, whose words, "You're hurting me too," reminds us that domestic violence impacts far beyond just the immediate survivor. We are deeply grateful for the Calexico Police Department and the 911 dispatchers and the community for being able, and for the first responders to being able to assist when that call comes in, and to being the first responder to be able to assist them and guide them and lead them into a path that where they know there's resources available. Together we stand united in building a hope of healing and resilience for all. So I want to thank you, and with me, I do want to share that I have with me Woman Haven's Board of Director of our Vice President, Hector Manriquez, who would say a few words.
Muy buenas tardes. Voy a decir mis palabras en español. Pues estoy muy agradecido de estar el día de aquí con ustedes, no como un miembro de la mesa directiva, pero como un cliente de esta gran organización que es Woman Haven. Yo perdí a mi madre en un acto de violencia el año pasado, a unas cuantas cuadras de aquí. Entonces, así como ustedes tienen un juramento aquí enfrente de ustedes, yo me hice un juramento a mí mismo de apoyar la causa de Woman Haven y concientizar a la ciudadanía de Calexico, del Valle Imperial, de que no están solos, de que ellos pueden pedir ayuda, de que si se sienten atrapados, los niños, que por favor pidan ayuda. Hay un número que pueden hablar la hotline, y más que nada apoyarnos los unos a los otros, ¿verdad? Y saber que no estamos solos. Nadie se merece estar en silencio, oprimidos, en violencia. Nadie merece perder la vida en esta comunidad que es muy bonita. Y muchas veces nosotros nos encerramos en el trabajo, descuidamos a la familia, lo que ustedes quieran. Pero al fin del día, la vida es muy valiosa y es por eso que debemos seguir con la tarea de concientizar a toda la ciudadanía. Muchas gracias al Departamento de Policía que estuvo ahí cuando nos contestó todas las preguntas que requeríamos. Y pues en memoria de mi mamá Josefina Valdés, digo esas palabras y espero que nos acompañen en los eventos que tenemos para concientizar a la ciudadanía. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Hector. Thank you, Hector, for sharing your message of hope and healing, that together we can unite. I do want to also have Reina Zamora, who is our outreach specialist, to be able to come forward and share just a little of the activities we'll be having, and hopefully that through awareness we can make this community stronger.
Yes, thank you, City Council, for allowing Woman Haven to be here today. And right in front of you, we do have a little gift from Woman Haven to you. And inside that gift, you will see a small paper with the calendar of events. And I just want to highlight a few events that hopefully you would be able to take part in, and as well as those who hear my voice. We do have on October 3rd, it's this Friday, we have our annual Remember My Name Memorial. It's going to be located at the Johnny's Burritos in Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro. And with this, it's in remembrance of those who have lost their lives here in Imperial Valley. So with every $5 or more donation, they will be receiving a bean and cheese burrito coupon. So all contributions will go back to the Women Haven Services to ending domestic violence here in Imperial Valley. We also have October 7th, our proclamation with our Board of Supervisors. We're also having on October 15th, our annual walk against domestic violence, and that's gonna be at the MTC, Imperial Regional Detention Center here in Calexico. And then we wanna emphasize on October 16th, that's a Thursday, for many of us to wear purple, as it is National Purple Day. So we want to flood the social media and let those know the awareness that we're trying to put out there for domestic violence. And finally, we have October 29th, our IVC Walk a Mile. That's going to be at the Imperial Valley College. And like Gina mentioned, we are in Women Haven in the theme of surviving to thriving. And, you know, in the midst of adversity that our domestic violence victims have experienced, they were able to see the light, you know, go over those hurdles and become thrivers. So we thank you once again, and those who have heard our voices. And if we could just take a quick picture with you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We were actually going to ask you to step up to receive the proclamation, so if you can come up here, please. And thank you for all you do. Yeah, up here. Thank you. Okay, next we're going to do the proclamation. October 2025 is Fire Prevention Month, and October 5 through 11, 2025 is Fire Prevention Week. Whereas the City of Calexico recognizes that fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas Fire Prevention Month is observed each October to raise awareness about fire safety and the importance of fire prevention, and Fire Prevention Week, October 5 through 11, 2025, is the longest running public health observance in the United States, proclaimed since 1925. And
Whereas the 2025 Fire Prevention Week campaign, Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium Batteries in Your Home, works to educate everyone about using these batteries safely. The campaign stresses how important it is to buy, charge, and recycle safely when it comes to lithium-ion batteries. And
Whereas the dedicated members of the Calexico Fire Department are committed to reducing the occurrence of home fires and fire injuries through prevention, protection, education, and emergency response. And
Whereas Calexico residents are encouraged to take proactive steps to increase safety, including testing smoke alarms monthly, creating escape plans with at least 2 exits from every room, practicing fire drills at home, and reducing fire hazards. Whereas it is fitting for the City of Calexico to join with the Calexico Fire Department, schools, businesses, and community organizations in supporting fire prevention and safety awareness.
Now therefore be it resolved, the City Council of the City of Calexico hereby proclaims the month of October 2025 as Fire Prevention Month in the City of Calexico, and further proclaims that the week of October 5th to the 11th, 2025 as Fire Prevention Week, and urges all residents to participate in fire prevention activities at home, work, and school, and to support the public safety efforts of our fire service professionals.
okay, thank you. Chief, you want to say a few words?
Sure. I was trying to have one of the guys come up here, but they're kind of shy. But I want to say thank you to City Council for this support. It means a lot to our department, our community. I know last year we kind of bypassed it. It was kind of a busy year last year for all of us up here. But thank you for the support. We will be having an open house October 18th. It's been years since we had one. We did open it up to other departments as well, as library, rec center, planning, anyone that wishes to have a table and make this a whole community event, not just on the fire side, as well as our brothers in blue here next to us in PD. So October 18th from 10 to 1 at Fire Station number 1, we will be having an open house. And again, I want to thank the gentlemen standing in the back for their hard work, and again, thank council for their support.
Thank you, Chief. Do you want to come and receive this and the firemen that are here? Okay, we're moving over on to a certificate of appreciation to Angelica Valdez from the Golden Ride LLC. Is she here? Okay. Come on up and then we'll present this to you, please. Pásale por acá. Ujú, por acá. So I'm going to read out the certificate, and then I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about your business, English or Spanish, whichever you like. Okay. So the City of Calexico Certificate of Appreciation presented to the Golden Ride LLC for your outstanding achievement as a female entrepreneur in the City of Calexico, highlighting the community's dedication to fostering female leadership on business. Tell us about your business.
Gracias. Estoy muy agradecida aquí con todas las autoridades aquí presentes. Es un negocio que estamos más que un negocio emocionados por ser parte de esta comunidad del Valle Imperial y traer un servicio que es muy necesario para todos nuestros adultos mayores principalmente. Muchísimas gracias y espero pronto también contar con la aprobación de todos ustedes para este nuevo negocio. Gracias.
Okay, next can we have, next is Certificate of Appreciation for Ms. Beatriz Serrano from Pollos Mis Pollos. Is she present? That chicken must be good, huh?
I guess everyone's been there, huh?
Okay, City of Calexico Certificate of Appreciation presented to Pollos Mis Pollos for your outstanding achievement as a female entrepreneur in the City of Calexico, highlighting the community's dedication to fostering female leadership on business. Can you tell us a little bit more about your business?
Les voy a decir en español. Buenas tardes. Pues nuestro negocio es de comida. Creo que ya muchos de aquí nos conocemos. Y pues los invitamos a que pasen a degustar ahí. Y pues a todos los emprendedores que no tengan miedo. Es difícil, pero sí se puede. Y bueno, muchos dicen es bien difícil, pero yo digo no es tan difícil, nomás es cuestión de ser constante y estar ahí presentes y dar un buen servicio. Gracias.
Gracias.
Y gracias a la ciudad y a todos los representantes por estos reconocimientos, porque pues sí nos hacen como una buena publicidad.
Gracias a ti.
I just wanted to say a few words of these two young ladies that came up here. This was an event that was held in Calipatria. The city manager and I had attended. This award was presented to entrepreneurs on females' behalf, and the lady that came up here first from the transportation, she got #1 out of throughout the whole county as an entrepreneur. So she won an award and a certificate. Other awards were also given to other categories where Pollos Mis Pollos received. So very proud that we had our Calexicans winning at this event. So congratulations. And her phone number is, I'm just kidding, location, everybody knows who Mis Pollos is, and for the transportation. So congratulations again. Good job.
Okay, next is item number 10, Certificate of Appreciation to Carpenters Union Local 619. You want to come up here? Lisette, you want to come up here too and say a few words?
I know, she is.
So just to start off, the Carpenter Union has been helping our city out for this year quite a lot. I think this is your second recognition this year, and this time is for the work that they did at our library, and I'll let the library manager speak a little bit about that.
Thank you. As I have expressed, I'm going to be forever thankful to the Carpenter Unions, especially for all of them, but Fabian Martinez, which was the contact, for all that they did for the library. They help us repaint and fix many water damaged areas. So if you haven't visited us, go ahead and go to the library and you see how the wonderful work that they did. Thank you.
Well, I'm kind of nervous because this time I didn't have something to say, but okay, here we go. Well, first of all, I want to thank God for allowing us, everybody, to be here. And, well, I also want to thank Lisette Legaspi for creating this opportunity for us, this project, so we can go and help out the community, also help out the whole library. And as I was there, I noticed a lot of things that I have never noticed anywhere else. But I never noticed how the community was so together, since we have a seniors book program that they go and read, and we also have like a 2-3-year-old program for the kids to start reading. I never noticed that, since I'm a Calexico and I went to high school and everything. I used to wait for my parents to pick me up at the library, and now I knew that actually everybody has a meal when they go home. If they don't have a meal, they still have it at the library. And to me, that represents a lot, because not only as a citizen, but it shows you that the community is together right here. And it's not only for just for one kid or anybody else, it's so we can improve everyone. And other than that, we as the carpenters, we believe that our youth is the future of us. and we also have to give him a hand, and other than give him a hand, guide him through the right path. And it was a pleasure to work right there because it wasn't work. It was more of a, ¿cómo se dice? Convivir con la familia, porque other than that, my daughter and my baby and my nephew, mi sobrino, la hija de él y varios hijos de nuestros compañeros también fueron a trabajar ahí con nosotros, and we showed them how we do our work at the field of work, but we showed it right here, like next to our house, and that was really, really, really impacting. And other than that, well, I want to thank all the city council for allowing us to work again in Calexico, and we will also would like to keep doing it as soon as you guys keep allowing us. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody else for being here. Also, I don't want to take all the credit, but here are all the guys who actually made this happen. I was just like the middle guy right there, and they were like the main guys, the actual guys who work on it. So another round of applause for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Alette, again. Okay, item number 11. Recognition of the efforts and support provided by the staff and agencies during Tropical Storm Mario. And I'm going to pass this on to the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council members. The City of Calexico wants to extend their heartfelt gratitude to the Imperial Irrigation District, the Calexico Police Department, the Calexico Fire Department, Public Works Department, and City Administrative staff for your unwavering support and dedication during this tropical storm, Mario. Your commitment, hard work, and teamwork ensured the safety and well-being of our residents during a challenging time. Our community is stronger and more resilient because of your service. As city manager, I've been here 2 months, and I was told it doesn't rain in Calexico. Well, we've had 2 of the worst storms in the past 7 or 8 weeks, so we're definitely going to be prepared if there's a third storm. But this storm was a catastrophic event, and we couldn't have made it without working together. The list of certificates that we have for each and every one of you are too numerous to go one by one, Mayor. So I'm going to have Maricela come and collect them, my staff. And if you would like to maybe take a picture with each group, if they all come up together, it won't be enough room.
Yeah. I think if we get each individual department to come up so that
Okay.
people can recognize them and so we can let them know how thankful we are of all the work that you guys did, and it definitely was, it didn't go unnoticed.
So we'll start with the police department because they're on overtime. So come on over, PD. Please come up for the
They're
photo.
like, take your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, these are my officers that were present there during the storm. You know, and something could be said, every department head is going to tell you the same thing. They made it look easy. Even though it was bad, we all banded together. We all worked for the common good. A lot of people don't know that we actually had a major event during this major event, and we pivoted and switched, and we worked it out. We came to a good conclusion on that big crime that occurred. These officers, you know, they patrolled during the night with their lights on, especially during dark areas, just to give a ray of hope for the public, knowing that the officers were out there. They made themselves visible, so that way you knew that we were out there patrolling. They would turn on their spotlights, everything, just so that way you guys would know, especially on the west side of town where there was no power. You know, I keep saying that, you know, they make me look good because of how much they're dedicated. And again, I have good bosses and I have good employees. I mean, what more can a department ask for, right? So again, you know, my thanks to my officers, my sergeants, my acting lieutenant for all the hard work they do. And thank you, City Council, for allowing me to run this department. You know, it's a good thing. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and a round of applause for these officers and sergeants.
Thank you. Any council member would like to say anything? I just want to say thank you as well. I saw that night after the storm, and I was able to attend the command center, and I saw how many of you were coming in, you know, in your civilian clothes and dropping what was going on in your personal life to come in and help out. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Next we'll have the personnel from the Imperial Irrigation District come.
As the city manager once said, this was a terrible, terrible storm that we had. 136 light poles were out in the community. That's Calexico and Holtville. So our crews were working 16-hour shifts to get it done. I want to recognize the people we have here today, but I'm going to read a little list of the people that were behind the scenes and did a lot of work for the district. These following individuals are Georgina Alvarez, Claims Adjuster; Sabrina Barber, Manager of District Services and Maintenance and Operations; Paul Rodriguez, Manager, Deputy Power Department; Kyle Bryant, Manager, Power Department Assistant; Andrew Smelzer, Superintendent, General Power, Construction and Maintenance; Matt Smelzner, Manager, Power Department; Mike Quinn, Distribution Systems Operator; Robert Sanchez, Superintendent, Distribution Dispatching; Manny Diaz, Lead Electrician Foreman; Ronald Fanning, Lineman Foreman Power; Enrique Kiki Flores, Resource Scheduler. This guy made sure that everybody that was there took and had what they needed to put up and fix. Cables, wires, posts, whatever they needed, Kiki was on call, making sure that the crews had the material that they needed. Ismael Gomez, Engineer Principal; Joan Magaña, Lead Superintendent, Energy Compliance and Vegetation; Mario Mendoza, Lead Infrastructure Construction Inspector 2; Line Crews, Carlos Navarro, Lead Lineman; Jorge Zamparo, Lineman Journeyman with Rubber Glove; Lorenzo Silva, Lineman Apprentice Senior, Rubber Glove; Carlos Moreno, Lineman Apprentice; Francisco Loya, Lineman Foreman Crew; Jose Acipuro, Lineman Journeyman with Rubber Glove; Antonio Salgado, Lineman Apprentice Senior with Rubber Glove; Gerardo Alvarez, Lineman Leader with Rubber Glove; Troubleshooter with Jose Estrada, Javier Paredes, Jesus Rosas; CN Perry Substation that connected our Kiki Camarena and our Cesar Chavez, Javier Paredes electrician journeyman, Leonardo Miranda, journeyman senior electrician. Our vegetation crew that we have present today got rid of all the debris and trees that were blocking the poles, and the poles that were down, they cleared it up. And we have assistance also from the Irby, EPC, Sturgeon, and Acme companies. Present today, we have Luis Sanchez. Luis, stand up, please. Willie Paz, Jose Beltran, Jorge Zamparo, and of course the one and only lead, Joan Magano, lead superintendent energy compliance vegetation. These guys were the ones that did the work. These guys got Calexico back online. They need a round of applause. Carlos Navarro, lineman, lead crew. Carlos. Carlos was at 101 Bernardo. Were you at 101 Bernardo in the trailer courts? He was there for 16 hours, and I was with him trying to get that thing online. And guess what? Se hizo. Thank you. Sí.
Picture.
Come on up here so we can take a picture.
Photo. Photo. Photo.
We want to add Luis Mora. Came in late with the popcorn.
We're very grateful to these men and to everybody else that Mr. Pacheco mentioned. You know, it's the storm, the damage the storm caused, but aside from that, you know, our power, when you have so much food in the refrigerators, and then you've got the children, and then you've got our elderly that sometimes are on, you know, some machines to help them. So we are very appreciative of what you guys did. I know for a fact there was so many power lines, aside from the one Mr. Pacheco said, in other cities. So, you know, you guys are one agency, and you just didn't serve Calexico. You went throughout, and you got it done in the majority in less than 24 hours. But yes, so we really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything?
These guys can work 16 hours. Después de 16 horas, they have to clock out y regresan en 8 horas. Estaban en Oakville, Brawley, Calexico, Imperial, putting up lines, posts, putting up the energy. A lot of work, a lot of work.
Yes.
Un aplauso.
It was very nice to work here in my community. We did have about 500 customers out of power for about 4 days from that Thursday. We finished restoring power to all of them about Sunday, 8 p.m. So these guys, they did an awesome job, worked tirelessly, every single day in the heat, and you know, where it's dark, power lines, energized power lines, de-energized power lines, they do deserve this recognition.
Thank you for having us. Jeez.
Next, we'll have the fire department come up.
Come on up.
We'll have fire department come up, and then that's going to be followed by the public works department.
I want to thank the fire department for making the best café de la olla.
I think we went through a few bags of Café de la Olla that weekend, from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But again, I want to thank the guys. Obviously, most of the department has gone on calls. So as you can see, when duty calls, they end up taking off and responding no matter what time of day. But I think the gentleman here did an outstanding job on being as short as we are and the staffing that we have. I think they did an amazing job and went out there when duty calls and they responded, and they responded well with pride and integrity and getting the job done and helping out the community of Calexico. And I think it's been said best, we don't care who, it's amazing what we can accomplish, right? We don't care who gets the credit. And it's not only the department, it's PD, it was the community center, the rec center, everybody coming together as a city to make this event that much a little bit more successful and better. And obviously that Café de la Olla helped out a lot.
Thank you. Anybody want to say something?
I just want to really commend you for everything that you did, because I did hear from some members of the community how you guys went in as heroes and rescued them when they had no way out of their houses. So from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate, because you were serving the community, and I know that you guys were tired, you guys were wet, but you were still going out there, and main goal was to help all the citizens, and I really do appreciate it. I thank you guys. We all do. Thank you for being the heroes, as well as the PD.
And I just want to also commend our chiefs, because they're speaking wonderfully about their staff, but these two chiefs, they took the bull by the horn, and it's like they did everything naturally. We went in there, they were already set up in the command center, and it's like they do this all the time. And I really want to applaud them, because these two leaders, and aside from also our public works director who just got here, and our city manager, but I want to give special thanks to these two guys, because they were at the helm and they had other things going on, and it's like they knew exactly what to do. So I really feel safe with these two in the leadership and with the entire staff that we have. Thank you.
Next, we have public works department. Please come up, Jesus.
Okay. Good evening. Before inviting our guys to come to the front for the picture, I just want to share one thought, that this tropical storm Mario just confirmed that the public works department is a crucial component of the first responder system, because while most of the cities were struggling, I'm not sure if you noticed that the water distribution never stopped, the wastewater collection system never stopped. Our parks department and the street division was working tirelessly to clean the streets, to have the security for all the citizens, removing trees, light poles, whatever was requested. So it's this event, this catastrophic event, gave me not the opportunity, but I would say the privilege to work with really highly skilled professionals that regardless the hours they were investing to be here, they never say, no, I cannot do it. They stayed as long as it was necessary. And basically, we began before the storm, getting ready. We worked through the catastrophic event. And believe it or not, we're still working to actually get the facilities and the retention basin back to normal. I know people used to say that the water in the retention basin lasts for weeks or months, but this time, if you noticed, this storm water is being removed. So hopefully, in just a few more days, the citizens will be back to normal. And I want to recognize my guys, and if you guys can come to the front so the people is able to see the real faces behind just a name for the department. Thank you.
Like Director Villegas mentioned, you guys, these are the guys you don't notice until they're not there, right? We can see our officers in blue and our firemen. We could see them out there in the patrol units and their trucks, but you don't know about these guys unless we don't have any water, or unless our trees are obstructing the middle of the road, or we have all these puddles where we can't get in and out of, and it was all these guys. So we thank you.
I'm always commending our first responders, but I wanted to take this time to commend our public works employees. It's like the mayor said, you guys don't know what these guys go through. When things are falling down, these guys are the ones that are picking it up. So I commend each and every one of you for doing an outstanding job. And you're there servicing the citizens of Calexico, and we all know that you care for our city. So thank you, and thank you for under the leadership of Mr. Villegas for doing an outstanding job. And I think you're going to introduce one of the new employees.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to let our community to know Mr. Fernando Williams. He's our new associate engineer, so all our projects will go slightly better and better every time.
Well, I just want to say that I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here, being a part of the team of the City of Calexico, and that I welcome the challenge that it is to work here, and what a welcome it was for me, because it was my first week working here when the storm came. And the thing that I take from that event was that despite the challenges that it brought to us and the shortcomings, what a team it is to work here, because even in this situation, I can see that you can rely on the city to keep things moving on. So I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm excited for the future to come. So thank you.
And if you see the drones every so often, we use a drone for measurements and stuff like that, so he's the pilot. So good job on that.
So for me, I just wanted to thank you guys, because I was really worried. Next morning, we were expecting children to attend school, and a lot of the areas that were flooded were the intersections where they walk through. And very early in the morning, I saw the vacuum trucks picking that water, making sure that it was safe for the students to come across. So thank you, I really appreciate that. The students, once they got home, they got to school, they were able to have their breakfast and go about the day as everything was normal. So thank you, I really applaud you for that.
And lastly, Mayor and Council, I just wanted to I wanted to announce in City Hall, we had a couple of people assisting us with messaging and getting the public alerts out to the community. Lisette Legaspi and Marisela Torres, thank you very much. Lisette, where's Lisette? Right here. We all know Lisette. And Marisela Torres, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, moving on to announcements. Do we have any announcements? No? Okay. Now we're going on to public comments. City Attorney?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time and place for the public to address City Council on any item not appearing on the agenda as within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The City Clerk will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal slanderous remarks. The City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comments when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And public comment section is limited to a maximum of 30 minutes. If additional time is required for public comment, they will be heard towards the end of the meeting after discussion and potential action items. It is now 7:55 p.m., so we'll close public comment at 8:25 p.m. Madam Clerk, do we have any public comment?
Yes, we do. I will call 2 names at a time. Please come up to the microphone when I call your name. Marisela Garcia and Javier Gonzalez.
Good evening. My name is Marisela Garcia. I'm a resident of Calexico. I'm here on behalf of residents of Calexico regarding the street sweeper services that are rendered in Calexico. The residents are concerned about the effectiveness of the sweeper services because of the schedule not being followed by the residents and parking, the citizens parking when the sweeper is meant to be during the street sweeping schedule. They recommend that the vehicles be fined if they fail to move their vehicles during street sweeping services schedule because of the following benefits. First, they're saying that it improves street cleaning effectiveness. Benefits are street sweepers can clean more thoroughly when there are no cars in the way. Results, less trash, debris, leaves, pollutants, clogging gutters, and storm drains. Second, it enhances urban cleanliness and public health. Benefits, cleaner streets, reduces pest pollution and rats, mosquitoes, allergens, and bacteria. Results, healthier living conditions for residents. Third, promotes accountability and civic responsibility. Benefits, fine encourages residents to follow city schedules and be more mindful of community rules. Results, increased civic engagement and awareness of municipalities' processes. 4, environmental protection. Benefit, effective sweeping helps reduce litter and contaminants from reaching waterways. Results, help meet environmental regulations. 5th, revenue for city maintenance. Fines generate revenue that can fund street maintenance, signage, and outreach. Results, help offset the cost of city cleaning without raising taxes. 6, fairness to complaint residents. People who follow rules aren't penalized by reducing services due to others' negligence. Results, builds trust in equitable enforcement. 7th, support efficient municipalities' operations. Benefit, fewer obstructions leading to faster and more predictable sweeping routes. Result, better use of city resources, potential lower operations and cost. 8th, encourage parking turnover in dense areas. Benefit, routine movement of vehicles, discourage long-term street parking in busy zones. and results improve parking availability in streets. Basically, these residents that asked me to come and just read this for you, they are concerned with the fact that cars are not being moved from the areas that that when the street sweeper is coming along, the street sweeper just goes by, and it's not their fault. Cars are parked there, and their areas are not clean. And like you said, with all the rain that we received and everything, there's still mud and things are happening, but they can't be cleaned because of all of the cars parked there for a while. So that what they're saying is, why don't we make sure that Calexico gets some revenue by finding these cars or these residents, when they do not move their cars on the day that the streets should be swept.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I just see that this is a concern also because on number 21 and 22 in your informational items, they talk about revenue to bring into for the city.
Thank you, ma'am.
And yes.
3 minutes. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Honorable Mayor, Council, staff, and public, Javier Gonzalez, 237 Hernandez, here representing Kennedy Gardens. Basically, I'm going to echo what she said, but before anything, we also have to give thanks to all the volunteers that were out there during the storm. We at Kennedy Gardens, when it started to fill up, and we saw those lines cut off the bridges, we knew we were going to be alone. So we went out, and not only us, I know the people throughout the city did. They went out and they cleaned up the storms, and that's why our neighborhood didn't flood up, because we were out there. I mean, it doesn't take that much, but if we weren't out there, like many other volunteers that helped, we want to thank the volunteers that were out there helping the city clean up the storm drains in their corners. Thanks to them too, but I'm here like her. It is time to start citing all those residents that have a mess in their yards. With this storm, we saw trees fall down. Those trees were already dead. I mean, we want to start at our neighborhood. We have a lot of people that rent. They don't even live in Calexico. They rent the front yard, the front house. In the back, they rent a studio. On the side, they rent a room, but not a dollar they put in to clean up their mess. I mean, this was a storm, but if you go down Kennedy Garden, you can see several houses that were afraid that in a hot summer, windy day, if it catches fire, the whole neighborhood is going to go down. We need to start citing these people. We need to be very, very aggressive in code enforcement, because our city is going down, and many of these, we even have stores, I don't want to name them, they have a mess. Half of their trees are dead, and there are businesses coming into Calexico that are all dead. We need to be aggressive. We need to be aggressive. Most of these people that are violating the graffitis on their properties, dead trees, a lot of brush in their yards, they don't even live in Calexico, but they rent and they get a lot of money and they don't invest. We need to start citing them. Otherwise, our city is going to go down. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have another public comment?
Mónica Valdivia and Jesús Solano.
Buenas noches, miembros del concilio y vecinos presentes. De nuevo me presento aquí referente al Parque Córdoba. Primero que nada, para darle gracias a nuestra miembro del concilio, la señora Tailé, a nuestra mayor Noricumbo, por su trabajo impecable y siempre siendo conscientes de las leyes y tratando de seguirlas. A la señora Márquez, sé que está tratando de hacer lo correcto. Por favor, sigas informando sobre nuestros derechos. No escuche nada más solamente a unos. Cuando llegué, hoy esta tarde, oí a ciertas personas malinformando a los padres de la Liga de Béisbol de Niños, diciendo que que todo se pagó casi con Measure H, que el CDF sí se ha pagado, pero que es bien poquito, que no hemos contribuido nada con ese parque. Como le digo, yo tengo más de 20 años pagándolo. Después, no sé si ustedes han visto una página de Facebook, más que nada liderada por la señora Marisa Hurtado, que se llama The Sea Project Community, donde están hablando mal de la señora Noricumbo y de la señora Tyler. Cosa que se me hace incorrecta. ¿Por qué? Porque ustedes acaban de empezar a trabajar. No se sabe todavía qué resultados. Hasta ahorita hemos tenido resultados porque se han guiado por las leyes, como lo mencioné ahorita. Otras personas, como el señor Calderón, que dijo que está luchando por los derechos de los niños y los derechos de mis hijos, de mis nietos, que he pagado yo esos impuestos, ¿dónde están? ¿Dónde los deja? De mí misma, que yo vivo ahí, ¿dónde los dejan mis derechos? En esta página no solamente hablan mal de ustedes, están incitando al odio y a la separación, como otras personas hacia fuera. Un momento. No me parece correcto que estén incitando eso. Nosotros, los miembros de la comunidad de Victoria Villas, no estamos incitando ni a la separación ni al odio. Estamos incitando a nuestros derechos, a respetarlos, a nuestros pagos. Si ellos quieren, pues entonces que ellos paguen. No nosotros, porque vamos, o sea, no estamos pidiendo más que quiten 2 canchas, que vean los problemas que nos causan a nosotros. Ahorita que vine ya estaba inundado mi estacionamiento y todavía no hay partidos. La señora Márquez dijo que se abrieran. No es posible que se abran. No es posible que se abran. ¿Por qué? Porque nos está afectando como comunidad. Ahora, la señora Hurtado, ¿qué tiene que ver? Ni siquiera vive en esa comunidad como para estar opinando de eso. Entonces, yo pido que se respeten nuestros derechos. Y esta página, búsquenla, para que vean lo que están hablando de ustedes, miembros del concilio.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Do you have another comment?
Yes. Yolanda Cunningham and June Kim.
Madam Mayor, council members, city manager, staff, community members. We are here in search of what is the basic cause or what's the basic cause of action of having Cordova baseball fields locked down. We understand that you are policymakers. We do understand that, even if we disagree with your opinion or the direction that you give administration. However, those parks, baseball diamonds continue locked down. It's a disservice to the community. And why do I say it's a disservice to the community? Because not only was CFDs from the Victoria Bravo Rodiles neighborhood were utilized for that park. We need to be honest up front, across the board. Let's be realistic. If it hadn't been for Measure H, ARPA funding, and capital improvement, the only thing, and pay attention to it, okay? The only thing that we would have there is the first 5 acres and the restrooms that cost $304,000 in that playground, in a pile of dirt. That's what Cordova Park would have had right now. But because of previous administrations and city managers, okay, and council members decided, okay, to utilize Measure H, capital improvement, and ARPA funding, this is what you have right there, okay? Why hasn't the other amenities been added to Cordova Park? Because they have not been able to collect enough funding. Yes, I do agree. They've been paying for 20, 21 years. That's true. But based on the amount that is collected is not enough to finish that park. If that would have been true, that park would have been done already. As it is right now, there's not enough funding to finish that park. So the direction that you gave last meeting, we disagreed with that, but we gotta move on. By the time that you get a response of what you're looking for, it's going to take some time. Right now, what we are asking, open up those parks so the kids can use it. Down the line, 6, 8 months, a year later, if you guys decide and you get 3 votes and you remove the backstop of the diamonds, so be it, even if we disagree. But right now, let the community utilize those baseball fields, because it's a disservice. We know that we don't have a master plan, and that's not your issue right now. It's been previous council members, but right now, it's on your plate right now that we don't have a master plan. But however, we do have a 2018 LAFCO report where it's very specific in all the areas that pertain to the city of Calexico. It's very exclusive pertaining to parks. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
Buenas noches, señores del concilio. Estamos otra vez aquí para primeramente mostrar nuestro respeto y nuestro agradecimiento a nuestras señoras regidoras, pues han tenido la valentía, la rectitud y la honorabilidad de cumplir lo que prometieron en campaña, que es escuchar a sus ciudadanos por primera vez honestamente, sin favoritismos y actuar conforme a la ley. Desafortunadamente, este es un problema que es legado por otras administraciones que por ignorancia o favoritismo, no de todas, pero de muchas personas sí, y ahora ustedes deberán resolver. Aquí solo vemos a nuestras regidoras mujeres que quieren solucionar este problema. Pero ¿qué pasa? Pues son atacadas. Una señora que ya sabemos, la señora Hurtado, que fue parte de este concilio, que no vive en nuestra ciudad, y si no hacen lo que ella quiere, agrede, amenaza e inventa calumnias para dañar a la gente que va en contra de su voluntad, y la de su grupo de séquitos que con ella la siguen. Este problema se inició con ella. Es para su propio beneficio al final del día. Ya sabemos que tiene su non-profit y eso es lo que le importa a ella. Ahora, lo que le queremos decir a ustedes, señores del concilio, las personas que no están apoyando esto, no tiene sentido, no hay razón, porque las personas que no apoyan esto están discriminando a muchos niños de esa comunidad, que son niños con discapacidades especiales. Los invito para que me acompañen, para que hablen con esas familias. Y no solamente estamos hablando de familias que viven allí en el Córdoba, estamos hablando de familias de todo Calexico. Hay gente de la tercera edad, hay familias enteras que vienen a buscar seguridad a ese parque. ¿Y qué pasa? No hemos podido resolver en 24 años. Y lo que dice el señor Solano, que es de Mature Age y todo lo que comentó, queremos pruebas, porque nosotros tenemos mucha evidencia de eso. Esto se hizo mal y ya se dijo, se hizo mal. Estas personas manipularon, lo hicieron por sus amiguismos, por lo que todos ya estamos viendo. Lo que queremos es que ustedes resuelvan. Ustedes ahora sí van a ser responsables si no lo hacen. Tienen toda la oportunidad para hacerlo. Aquí solamente vemos algunas personas que están actuando honestamente y están cumpliendo. Y a esos padres que los usan, porque si los usan, piensen que también nosotros tenemos hijos. Y estamos abogando por, especialmente yo en lo personal, por esos niños deshabilitados que están allí. Deben de tener un poco de empatía, les pregunto. Ustedes están en sus manos. No hay nada. Y muestren las finanzas. Tienen un desastre en la ciudad. Y no digo que fueron ustedes, pero ahí están. Son puras mentiras. Aunque me haga esas caras, señor Lorenzo Calderón.
Thank you, ma'am.
June Kim and Aiden Rosales.
Okay.
Good evening, citizens and council members and city employees. First of all, thanking for the city employees to their dedicating to our convenience. And then, but we have a different side of the stories. Our city manager took the long vacation during this monsoon time. We have storms coming in, and don't stay as a leader. Don't make the plan to prevention. We have 10 years ago. We had this experience how hard can be done, how damaging our city, and our leaders supposed to be ready. And that time I was city council and the mayor, and I told them the city doesn't have enough drain system because we're not the very rainy place. But what I said that clean the drain, at least they can work 100%. The preparation before the drains. We know when it's going to be big rains, especially this time and about March, February. There's 2 big monsoon time we have it. So we should be, administration, successful administration is no fault, no no fail, because they know what's coming, they prepare for that. But we're failing about that. Why? Because we hired the city manager who failed her performance as a city manager. Why? I don't know how they make the city. I was a city council member made it, but I know the city council member. They made the Brown Act law. They held the secret meeting with the candidate individually. That serial meeting cannot be allowed by the Brown Act law. So what happens? Our staff is suffer, and our leaders just barely got hired. He took the whole month of the city. Okay, so we already had what's called the heavy rains, and should be prepare that. I didn't see it because no order. Our leadership failing, and the city council. I don't know how they convinced them, but you guys failed to hire the city manager. Definitely, I show several. Yeah, I'll be finished. I'll show you several places tonight. He is not capable to his job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Aiden Rosales.
Good evening. My name is Aiden Rosales. Me and my two brothers both play baseball. We've all been playing since we were 3. And then me and my older brother are both already too old to play baseball on the 3 fields. But my little brother still wants to play on them. And if you guys want to get rid of him, could you guys at least keep 2? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next.
We received 3 public comments via email. You all have a copy from Michael Cates, David Saunders, and Luz Vallejo. And we don't have any more public comments.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move over to city manager's report.
The only additional report I have, Mayor and City Council members, is that we sent you a date for the priority session, and we're going to have the Institute of Local Government assist us with that effort. It's a very important effort, and so really the best day and probably the only day that works is the October 29th date. So we'll be following up in response for that priority session, October 29th at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners report. Do you have any commissioners here?
Honorable Council, Honorable Mayor, staff, public, my name is Javier Gonzalez, Chairperson of the Calexico Police Advisory Commission. We are very glad that we have a full commission. All 5 of your commissioners have been seated. The police chief just appointed his, so we're 6. We need our city manager to appoint his so we can be an odd number. We're 6, so we need 7. Anyways, we're doing what we promised we were going to do. We're trying to follow the recommendations of the Department of Justice in the recommendations back in 2018 that the commission has to be very involved in the community. And like you know, one of the first things that we're trying to do is get involved in the community. The commission approved an ad hoc community committee. We've met 3 times. The last meeting, we had a meeting yesterday. The last meeting, we have 15 people, all community leaders. We had, we had just about every club there, the Unique Club, the Lions Club, the Rotary Clubs, Calexico, Police, Parents Athletic League, and Councilmember Legaspi and Calderon were there. We're organizing a cleanup focus on graffiti on November the 8th. And October is Crime Prevention Month, so our proclamation will be given during the next meeting. We're a little bit late on that, but this is today, crime prevention starts, and one of the things we're doing, we want to lead in our community cleanups. We're planning to do this one in November the 8th. We have a lot of support. We're hoping to eliminate a lot of graffiti with the help of the city, the citizens, the nonprofits. Our second event, which is we're very excited, is the National Night Out. We already got word that Mexicali is going to come, all the line enforcement through all the valley. We're doing it here in front of the police department. We're closing down 5th Street, not the fire department exit, and we're hoping to have the police department give tours to the kids inside the jail, the fire department, and all the agencies are being invited. So it's the first time Calexico does the National Night Out. We're very excited. And our third program is, we're going to start in February, it's our public safety workshops. And this, we know it's going to be big because during our meetings, everybody's starting to talk about, the graffiti. Why don't those kids that get arrested, why don't they get, cited or something? Those are the questions we want to answer. We're inviting Border Patrol, we're inviting the sheriff, we're inviting the district attorney, probation. We all told us that we're going to be here to sit down with the community and answer all the questions that you guys have, but that will be in February. So we're very glad to let you know that during our next meeting, we'll be giving a proclamation, and we want to put it in the agenda so that you guys can ratify the programs, and we're asking the mayor to give a news release so people can go out there and help us. The high school is going to send some kids. We're going to have a lot of kids and a lot of adults, and we're focused on graffiti, but if we have more help, we're going to go in and pick up litter around our city. So that's our report, and we meet tomorrow. We have a meeting tomorrow at Calexico Police Advisory Commission. You're all invited to join us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have another commission? Okay. So moving on to city council comments and reports of meetings attended. Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and good evening to everyone that's in attendance. First of all, just a quick reminder, we would also like to thank our traffic controllers. On that first evening of the storm, they were out there assisting also when it came to the crisis, the stabbing. Was it a stabbing? That had occurred. So they were out there directing traffic. They were out there blocking traffic. They were there till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I want to thank the traffic controllers under the supervision of Lorena Minor for doing an outstanding job that evening. Council member Lencho Calderon, myself, and Ben Martinez and Jesus, we went to different sites to thank them for a job well done regarding to the storm. We went to the Public Works Department at 5 in the morning. We were supposed to be there at 6, but Mr. Villegas told us to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, shift change, I guess. Went to the Calexico Police Department, Fire Department, the Community Library, and also we met with Marisela Torres at early morning hours, thanking them with breakfast and so forth. Councilmember Lencho Calderon and I attended the binational committee meeting, and the topic was regarding the storm issues and what had occurred. We also talked to the Mexican consulate just to ask what happened in Mexicali. Councilmember Lencho Calderon and myself, including Public Works Director Jesus Villegas, we met with Carmen Estrada regarding the basin, that reference to the place where her kids play and the issues that had occurred. I believe that was taken care of or is going to be taken care of tomorrow. Councilmember Lencho Calderon, City Manager Benjamin Martinez, Public Works Director Jesus Villegas, and I talked about the retention basins in reference to all the issues throughout the city of Calexico. I learned the new word vector truck. They were out there draining the water that was inside the basin. So all those people that are calling and texting or whatnot, he's still working on it. They only have one truck that is sucking up all the water, so there's still work to be done. He's also contacted the county in reference to the complaints of the mosquitoes at some of these areas, and they're going to go out there and start spraying. Councilmember Lencho Calderon and I attended the ad hoc committee. I won't go over what's happening because Javier Gonzalez had already mentioned it. The chief, acting lieutenant, and myself, we attended the Aguilas press conference. And the reason why I'm mentioning the Aguilas press conference, because they have a game here in the city of Calexico on October the 10th, and the part of the proceeds goes to cancer awareness in Mexicali. So the money that is going to be made there, a portion of it, not all of it, is going to go to the cancer awareness in Mexicali. And this is on October 10th at 7 p.m. at the Calexico High School. Also, Councilmember Adriana Marquez and myself, the following day after the storm, we walked the downtown area and we spoke to some of the merchants, reference to some of the issues that they had inside their businesses. And we went to, one of them was Mr. Kim that we met, and Lou from a supermarket and other businesses. So we saw some damages inside their stores. And that's all I have to report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Thailander.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be a little long today. Normally, I don't go into too much details, but I want to start off by commending the young man who came up here. It's the hardest thing to speak up there, especially when you're not used to it, and that was really brave. I saw him step out, but for the record, I admired that a lot. With that said, I want to say thank you to all the staff that was part of the emergency response when that storm hit. Calexicans are passionate about their city, and I love that. I'm the ICTC commissioner. We had our meeting last week, and one of the highlights of that meeting is that Caltrans has released their short-term and long-term plans for the border traffic here in Calexico. And we will be setting up for a presentation from Caltrans to the city and our community so that we can see what the proposals entail at one of our future meetings within the next few months. Also, myself and the mayor met with State Assemblyman Jeff Gonzalez, and we're working in collaboration to find grants for Heber Park project. He's the vice chair of the Parks and Recreation Commission for the state of California's Parks and Recreation Department, and in efforts to get our Heber Park project started. And also, let's see. Oh, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Marquez.
Good evening. Since our last meeting, I was able to attend 2 of the city emergency meetings that we had right after the storm. We had to gather on Friday twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. And after that, after the first meeting, Councilmember Legaspi and myself went to walk the downtown area and making sure that we're checking on our merchants and seeing the damage that the storm caused to their stores. They're a vital vein that carries this city forward, so we need to be making sure that we're taking care of them and that we're helping them any way possible, especially if there's any funds that could be going to them. I know that a lot of families were affected, but also the downtown merchants were affected as well. I was able to have a meeting with 2 community members in reference to the parks and the completion of Rodriguez and Nosotros parks, because of the fact that they are starting the fall ball season. I believe they have 25 teams ready to start playing, so it's crucial that we have these parks available to them. Also, I was able to meet with the Community Service Commission Chair in regards to the parks throughout the cities, and we reviewed a lot of the amenities and a lot of the playgrounds that are in dire need of repair. Being a mother, a grandmother, I think that's something that we really need to look forward to and really take into consideration. I mean, I won't talk so much about that. We'll talk later, but also I also met with another member of the community in regards to the flooding of the retaining basins where they play the soccer. So that is all that I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Calderon.
Thank you, and good evening for being here with us tonight. As Victor said, I spent a lot of time with Victor these last 3 weeks. We've been going around talking to people and so forth. But most important, what I want to do today, and I know everybody has thanked our city employees, and thank our DIID, and thank every neighborhood house even was involved, providing shelter for some of the residents that were affected by Tropical Storm Mario. But I sat with Mr. Villegas the day after, and I was very impressed how he was managing the resources to be able to get back to normal operations. We had individuals in El Centro renting generators. We had others going to Yuma for motors that had gone out because they were underwater in the wastewater treatment plant. I mean, we had everybody going, and Mr. Villegas, I was very impressed with the way you handled the situation. And as far as first responders, well, first responders, they train for this, and they were just doing their job, because when they're called, they're the ones that run into the eye of the storm, and they did that day. As they mentioned earlier, we had an attempted homicide in downtown during the storm, and our officers were chasing these subjects throughout the city, and were able to apprehend them. We also had our police department or traffic controllers block 111 because of the wires that were hanging right there on the bridge by, I think it would be 111 and Robinson Ford, in that area. So we had, with a quick response, we were able to make our city safe. I mean, that could have been a very crisis for us if we would have had trucks go through there and bust those lines. And again, IID, they work endless hours. I know it took some time for some of the residents to receive their services, but I guarantee you that they never took a break. I know that Mr. Pacheco said 8 hours. I don't think so. They were on the clock for a long time. So again, kudos to the IID for helping us out. And a couple of things also, I'd like to thank Republic Waste. They donated 2 dumpsters for Kennedy Gardens. Kennedy Gardens was one of the areas that was affected the most with trees falling and so forth. And they brought them in this afternoon, so the citizens will be able to dump all their trimmings and tree fencing or whatever they came down, to be able to throw them. And those dumpsters are located in the corner of C and Perry. So if you need to throw any branches and everything, the dumpsters are there. And also a reminder that this Saturday from 7 to 12, we have a cleanup detail at the water plant. So if you have anything, the only thing that they're not taking is electronics, but everything else, tires, refrigerators, they're going to be able to take everything that you have at your house that you need to get rid of. And last but not least, I've been approached by several citizens and constituents about Cordova being locked up. And they say that it's locked up, and even the restrooms are locked up. But I think the restrooms should be open, I mean, to allow those that are walking and exercising to be able to use the restrooms when they need them. I mean, we have restrooms there. I think it's important for those that are exercising for those restrooms to be open. So I know that it was brought up the last meeting, but we should look at it and see how things are over there, and hopefully provide some services for the citizens that are exercising in those areas. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm going to start by addressing a lot of misinformation about Cordova Park, because the last council meeting, the intent of the RFP was to kind of start bringing some closure to this longstanding issue, but it appears that more misinformation is coming out, and we need to start clearing it up. And it's unfortunate, even though I also applaud that, you know, children come in here and they defend their posture and they defend their sports. It's unfortunate that, you know, they're being used, children and parents, for what I consider is just a political reason, nothing to do with the spaces. Cordova Park, the fields are not open, not because we just simply don't want to open them. They're not finished. And I would like all the baseball community to know that they're not finished. So that's one of the reasons why they're not open. If you open them right now, kids could get injured. There's stuff sticking out. They're simply not finished. The other reason why they're not open up, regardless of these allegations of, it came from Measure H, it came from ARPA, it came from CFD, that's not the issue at hand. The issue is that there was no impact study done for those 3 fields to be in that neighborhood. What I mean by that is that the traffic that 3 baseball fields are going to generate for that community, if you lived there, if any of the proponents of the 3 fields lived there, they would be here asking for them not to open until a study is made, because these fields were built, yes, with different sources of money, but they never did the due diligence, and you have to do that, especially when you're in the middle of a neighborhood. So nobody was considering the impact to these homeowners of having 3 baseball fields at that park. Not only that, it's a safety issue. You have a lot of traffic, you have a lot of kids, you have a lot of elderly walking back and forth from their homes. Those things are the ones that need to be considered. It's not because we don't like the sport or we don't support the sports. We do support the sports, all of them. But, es más, we support it so much that when the gentleman that spoke earlier came to me in, I think it was January or February, and personally asked me to help him get some dirt for those 4 parks because nobody else would help him. And I did help him, and I figured out the way, and he asked me for 4 pallets of baseball dirt for Rodriguez Park, 4 pallets of baseball dirt for Nosotros Park, for Nosotros Park, 4 pallets of baseball dirt for Alex Rivera, 4 pallets of baseball dirt from Legion Field. A total of 16 pallets of dirt that belonged, that were paid by the CFD residents in Victoria Villas. And they were so gracious to say, yes, take the dirt. Let them fix those parks so they can play this season. So not only that, but then the council, the entire council, also pushed we were very proactive about trying to get restrooms. We couldn't get restrooms, the restrooms fixed at the time. So we spent money on the porta potties for the season to start. We also started fixing that concession stand. The restroom hasn't been finished. That was a public work deal before you, of course. I guess they weren't in stock or something because there's some special restrooms. We did everything possible to help the league, and the gentleman knows it, and he won't say that. Now, one of the alternatives is that they say, keep the 3 fields, and for the whole traffic situation, we'll just use 1 at a time. Well, I'll let you know why that's a bad idea, because it takes up space for other sports. Why have 1 open and 2 closed when you can have a soccer field there, a full soccer field, or you can have the basketball courts, or you can have the tennis courts? And I don't know if you guys know, but the 900 children that play soccer in our city, at least, they play in our basins, and our basins have been flooded, and they have been going to El Centro to train because they don't have 1 single park, not 1 for soccer. And yet we have all these, baseball teams and parents and little leagues coming to ask for these 3 parks to open when they're not finished because they're being misinformed. They are not finished. And then you have these other fields that are empty. Why aren't you using Rodriguez? Why aren't you using Nosotros? Why aren't you using Alex Rivera? Why aren't you using Legion Field? They're empty. So if you need them now, why aren't you using them? They gave you 16 pallets of dirt to fix them for the last season. Why aren't you using them? Because you are making this about a political thing, and you forcefully want those fields to open. And that's not how things work. So I want to clear that up. We have to have empathy for the other children that play other sports. Basketball, soccer, baseball. Nobody said that Cordova Park is not going to have a baseball field. Nobody said that. That's why we went out for an RFP for professionals to come out and say, hey, I've said this 1,000 times. We can keep 1, we can keep 2, or we can keep 3. If it doesn't cause an impact, we can keep 3. But that's for professionals to say, not us common folk that don't know anything about parks. That's what we did last time. What else was I going to mention about that? That's mainly the thing, stop misinforming people, stop using children. There's a lot of children that want to play, and we have to have empathy for the neighbors that live there and for the other children. And I do support baseball. That's why I gave you 16 pallets, sir. Now,
Madam, I'd like a comment.
let me just finish my thing, and then Councilmember Thailand also wanted to say something, and then I'll bring it back. Okay. Meetings attended, I'm going to speak about 2. AMR. I met with Chief Contreras, the city manager, and the regional manager from AMR, their ambulance services. I don't know if you guys recall that earlier this year we had an issue with short staff in our paramedics. So Chief Contreras has been negotiating with them so we can have a mutual aid agreement so that we don't run into this problem until we do something else that we've been planning with our paramedics and our ambulance services so that we could always give the best services to our citizens. So just so you know, that's probably going to be at the next council meeting where we'll be adopting a mutual aid agreement with AMR and the city. The next thing, we had a Caltrans made a presentation to the Imperial County Transportation Commission. Just so you know, in that commission, there's people from the county, from the IID, and council members from every city in the valley. And what they do is they deal with all the traffic issues within the county and throughout the city. So border traffic is probably our #1 issue that we have in the city. But looks like Parks is going ahead of it. But anyway, seriously speaking, border traffic is the most serious issue we have in our city. So we've been addressing this as a whole. I know that Councilmember Thailand and I have been working heavily with Caltrans, and I know that the rest of the council members have been working with some of our Mexican counterparts because it takes both. We can do all the infrastructure on our side, but if the international side doesn't open, access to go out, then everything we do is going to be pointless. So just so you know, we were able to achieve at that meeting that the rest of the members there, they agreed that this is a regional problem. Because we as a city, we receive traffic from other cities, even from other states that come down and cross through our border. And it impacts us because as a city, for those of you that are unaware, we pay close to $800,000 a year to pay for traffic control. So all the traffic officers that you guys see as you're crossing the border, they get paid by us. They get paid by you, actually. So we're trying to figure out a way so that we don't have the entire impact of that cost. So there are some plans. There's a short-term plan to redirect some traffic and help out all the businesses that are shutting down because of the border traffic on Imperial Avenue. So we'll probably at some point go out for an RFP and see what that would cost, because if Caltrans builds that, you're looking at, I think they mentioned $4.5 million. But there's always the option that we can go out. They already did the study. They already did the engineering plans for us, and we can go out for bid and probably be a lot less. And then we have to figure out, where we can fund it from. But just so you know, those are 2 things I'm going to talk about. Councilmember Thailand? Oh, yeah, and then, I'm sorry, I just wanted I'll do a brief moment of silence for, only because this meeting is so long, but not because it's not as important. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for the victims of breast cancer. Okay, Councilmember Thailand.
It's going to be long-winded because I got nervous earlier, but I'm really heartbroken with the lies and the misinformation circulating in our community about Cordova Park. Not one council member up here has ever said, at least to my knowledge, that we're going to demolish the park. That's never come out of my mouth. I'm the council member who asked if we could open it while the RFP circulated, and I got booed. That's fact. And there's a video that's full of lies circulating saying that I laughed because I was pleased. I laughed because I was getting booed for asking an honest, genuine question, to which our Public Works Director answered and informed those here that night and on record, on video, why it was not opened. There's a lot of things missing in our timeline in history that we don't know as a council, and we don't get answers. And a lot of you know that. When there's misinformation and lies flat out circulating, you don't hurt me. You hurt the spirit of our community. And using people to come fight whatever ideas are circulating does not help us get to a solution. Together, we are stronger. When we all collaborate together, we can fix things. And that's what all 5 of us are up here trying to do. And it is not helpful when there's lies circulating. Far from it. No, I'm not done. We up here are here to finish what past council members who are still obsessed with the state of our city couldn't. They could not finish, and they mismanaged. And backdoor deals, real backdoor deals, not the ones that we get accused of up here. Shame on those manipulating the truth. I'm very tired of it. I'm here to work, truly, with my heart. So tell the truth, and let's work together to fix that park. Whatever comes out of that RFP, it's not even approved yet. It was the idea to see if we're even going to approve an RFP, if we're going to spend money. There's so many things that could be done with that park. There's people who talk about Measure H going into that park. All right, I've talked to people who do not live in that subdivision, who do not pay into that CFD, and they have ideas for what can be done, repurposed, whatever comes out. That's why there's a process, and we're here to follow it and hear the community. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Councilmember Calderon.
Yes, I just want to make a comment. You said there was 900 students involved in soccer. I believe there's more than 900 students. But what I'm trying to say here is that right now we are already promised a soccer field, and you're concerned about traffic. Well, let me tell you something. Ms. Estrada packs the house, and you think about traffic, it's going to be traffic there. So what are they going to say next time? We don't want a soccer field? Is that where we're going to?
We want a soccer field.
Don't
Yes.
speak.
Hold
Don't
on.
speak from your seat. I'm sorry.
So
Don't speak from your seat.
That's where I'm getting at, that you're concerned about traffic and noise and everything else. Well, the soccer field is going to bring more, because I know for a fact I've been to those tournaments that Ms. Estrada holds, and you're going to have a lot of people there. So if we're concerned about traffic, noise, and everything else, well, just remember me. I might not be here when this happens, but I told you so. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, I just have to add this to it that, I've been to so many soccer games, and you have 11 players in a soccer team. You've got 2 teams playing once against each other. You've got 22 players and their parents. Now imagine how many players does a baseball team have? 1? Aren't you a Padres fan?
12.
Not counting the bench, 9? Okay, so 9 times 2 times 3 fields. So which one gives more? So you just proved my point. If one soccer match is going to generate traffic, now imagine 3. Now if we're saying we're not going to play them at the same time, then we're misusing space. If nobody else has any comment, then we'll go to consent. Do I have a motion to approve?
I motion.
Do I have a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon?
I'd like to pull 15 for discussion.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. What was your question, sir?
This is a question for the city manager, since I'm addressing it directly to him. 15, the first question I have is, have we applied for this grant?
No, sir, I believe this is just authorization to apply.
And can you give us, I know that I had the backup and was able to go through it, but can you give our community, for those that didn't go through the backup, a little history of what this grant is?
Yes, thank you, Councilmember. The Southern Bordering Coalition is part of California's California Jobs First initiative, and they released an RFP for round 2 of what they call Catalyst Pre-Development Funds. And this would seek pre-development projects that benefit disinvested communities like Calexico. Under this grant, the city of Calexico will apply for up to $200,000 to update the International Airport Master Plan. I don't recall the exact year, but I think our current master plan is more than a decade old. So we feel that with a committee that was established, the ad hoc committee to study the airport, this is a good time to apply for this grant, and we can utilize the funds to update that master plan. Also, there was a requirement that a community-based organization be a part of this award, so the neighborhood house was chosen and proposed as that nonprofit organization.
And my last question, because I read the whole grant, this has a deadline of October 5th, within what, 4 days from now? Are we going to be able to meet the deadline?
Yes, I've discussed, we have Laura Bowen, and she's already began. It's not an arduous application. Grant applications come in many sizes, shapes, and forms, and this one, I think Laura, we talked about it, and she was confident that she can get it submitted before that deadline.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Any
Motion
further?
to approve.
Okay, do you have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so moving back to the rest of the items on the consent agenda, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second that. Roll call, Madam Clerk?
We have,
We have comment?
wait, for, what are we approving?
The consent agenda, because we had pulled out an item. Okay, so roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to discussion and potential action items. Item number 16, adopt resolution ratifying and declaring a local emergency related to Tropical Storm Mario.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council members. The city is obligated to ratify and declare a proclamation and deliver that to the county OES, Office of Emergency Services Department. This was done, and may the record reflect, this was done on last Thursday, September 25th. The date there in the proclamation that says 10/1, that was incorrect. We actually did do it on September 25th in time. And that proclamation was received and by the county. Sorry, being attacked here. And We will be working, we've had several meetings with the county. We will be working to provide the additional damage assessment that will be needed to be submitted. We do have time for that, but it's something we need to work on diligently. And then the county will be putting together all of the proclamations, all the damage assessment, and submitting it to the governor's office for essentially approval of what would be a disaster, emergency disaster in Imperial Valley regarding Mario Storm, the tropical storm Mario. And if successful, and if all this plays out, and it will take a number of months, then the cities could be eligible for a 75% reimbursement for all the damages and equipment and overtime costs that were spent. So this is just the beginning. Tonight we'll be ratifying. We're asking you to ratify this proclamation, and then we'll move forward. Thank you.
I forgot to ask if we have any public comment.
Yes, we do. June Kim?
There's another one. I'm trying to say council members not doing their jobs. Sorry to say that, because this one supposedly August, when we have a big storms, we supposed to call the special meeting to discussion a lot of the support and inform the community, and you guys didn't do it. Of course, the city manager crossed arms to waiting for he's finishing the dock terms. Who's the boss? City manager or you guys? Who put you guys as the boss? Citizens. They don't know what to do. They don't have information. It's supposed to be at least call the special meeting at least early September. If not, it was September, August. We're coming. Climate change is going to be more worse. That's why when I was campaigning, was power independent, which is look at all the cities, houses, places. They lock up the power because the centralized power system is not working. They need a lot of preparations, and citizens, they are out of the powers. So we have to into something, change the city ordinance to help the people they want to be power independent. But anyways, we need have proactive. That way you can minimizing our damage and make the people more happy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Does the council have any more questions or comments on item number 16? I just want to clarify, because there was more misinformation on this, so I want to clarify. They were saying that we as a council had to ratify this within the 10 days, but can you please let us know how it actually works, just for clear out?
The proclamation needed to be ratified within 7 days of the event, and then we were thinking we needed that special meeting that was eventually canceled. But after we sent in the proclamation to the county, tonight's action would sort of ratify that proclamation. So that's why we canceled the meeting last week. It wasn't needed.
Right, but you as the city manager has the authority to
sign the proclamation.
Sign the proclamation, and then we're ratifying tonight. So
that's
just
correct.
to misclear that, more misinformation out there. Okay, do I have a motion to approve item number 16?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, item number 17, adopt resolution appointing Lidia Hernandez as extra help services pursuant to Government Code Section 7522.56 and 21224. City Manager?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. It's been 2 months since I started the position, and and in talking and working with all the departments and the divisions, it's clear that we do need extra help in almost all the departments. I think the finance department finally got full staffing, but almost every other department, all the other departments are still woefully staffed at very low levels. The Human Resources Department is no exception. One of the other concerns was that the department didn't have a manager for over 8 months. And this is something I ran across before in my career. When I became the city manager in the city of National City, before this, I had the same exact situation. I hired a person that I did not know, named Lydia Hernandez. It's on the agenda tonight. And this person had the expertise and knowledge to come in and basically help turn around a department that was, had lacked attention for many, many years in the city of National City. So the idea here that I'm proposing is that we use this person who is a retired Cal Pursuant to assist the department with work duties. This does not mean the existing staff will remain. The existing staff will continue to do the day-to-day activities of the department, and they're doing a good job in catching up with a lot of the work that needs to be done. However, every department, and not just HR, can use extra help. So there is a little caveat to this. I did speak with Ms. Hernandez, and she had an accident just yesterday, or very recently. So it's a little up in the air how and if she will be available. So I'm gonna have to check that out, but I'm just trying to, with all the departments, trying to get the help that we need, temporary help that we need to catch up with a lot of things that need to be done. In particular, with the HR department, policies, procedures, and kind of that longer term, slower, arduous work needs to be caught up with. When you're busy doing all the day-to-day and you're short staffed, it's hard to get to those longer term projects that take more detailed work. So that was the idea, but we're just going to have to see what you, the mayor, and the council feel about this proposal, and then if we're able to even implement it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any public comment?
Yes, we do. June Kim?
Thank you, City Manager, and thank you for your self-conducting your abilities to you need the help. So we've been informed, community informed from the City Council. You are your capability to your city manager's job in our town is you're showing yourself, so you're not ready. Let's say we have a lot job, a lot of areas need help. We're gonna need extra help. Why not from our in-house? I believe the city has contract with the unions. In case of a job opening, we should offer our employees first. Our city needs a job too. Why we have to hire from someone else? Why we have to spend money for spending money? And that person is not living here. So we're gonna hire a consultant and consulting. So where is gonna be our employees are gonna work? At the same time, we hire from outside, disqualifying our people. Our people, they have an ability to do it. They don't have a chance. So if we really needed hire the people, you should hire from the in-house first to open the position, then we go for the open the publicly, not some single person. I don't know why disqualifying our city staff. They cannot type writing, they cannot read the computer. Why this disqualifying? Because they don't know how to lock the door? Look, it's from a fish. Very smelly. Very smelly and very smelly. Respect our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do you have any more comment? Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi, do you have any?
Yes,
questions?
yes, I do. My understanding is that the money is coming from the ARPA fund.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, that is correct.
Can we use ARPA fund for this?
Yes, Finance Director, would you like to answer that question?
Yes, the ARPA funding that we have available, it is pretty much anything general fund related. It's revenue. So when we first reported the amount, we got like 9.5 million, the city of Calexico. And when we reported that to the Department of Treasury, it was reported as revenue loss. So it's anything that, any general fund services. This is coming from a project. I've mentioned before that we have a lot of projects that were abandoned and we need to spend the monies. And this is coming from, it's a reallocation from a project that was abandoned, which was the local assessment center. It's not gonna happen anymore. And we do need to spend these funds before December 31st of next 2026. So this was, it's available to use.
I thought it was only available to use for emergency reasons. Emergency salaries or whatnot. And at first I didn't think we would be able to use it at all.
It's for any general fund expense. Normally, it is not used for salaries. It's not typical.
Our current human resources can't do the job. She needs this assistance.
No, that's not the case. In all of our departments, we have capable people that are doing work, but everyone needs help. I can use more help in my department, city manager's office. So this is not a reflection of the people doing the work or that have been hired, but extra help. It would be helpful. And I think the need was acute in my view because of the HR department not having a manager there for quite some time before my arrival.
Well, I don't agree with this. I would rather use that funding for something more relevant and more important. I believe we have a human resources that's capable of doing the job without any additional assistance. You have 2 full-time employees, correct? And 3 temps or part-timers? 1? So I think she's capable of doing this job. I would rather use this money for other important items, subjects that our city direly needs. I mean, we've had park issues. We've had a lot of issues that this money can be used for. Thank you.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Not right now.
Councilmember Marquez?
Well, one of the questions that I had when presented with this item was the funding for it. I'm in the same thinking that if we're going to be using ARPA funds, it should be for something more meaningful and not careless spending. I do believe that everybody can use help, but I also believe in the capabilities of our employees at this time. I just don't like the specifics of it. I don't like that this person would be working remotely and the amount of pay and the amount of time that they're going to be with us. I think that we should have done, if this was a necessary person, that we should have gone through the usual process to hire someone instead of recommending for transparency. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Calderon.
Thank you. Well, I see the same things that Mr. Legaspi and Ms. Marquez also mentioned. What I see is that we need a plan as to what's wrong with HR. Obviously, every department in our city is broke. And what I find here is that, for example, I can tell you about 6 employees that are now retired and their workman's comp cases have not been closed. It's sad that, and I have mentioned it before, that we have a widow of an ex-employee that she hasn't been paid. I mean, and the ex-employee has been passed away 5 years ago. And this is not on our watch, but it's unfortunate that it's happening, and it's probably going to cost us more if we're taking to litigation. But what I'm getting at is, I think we have to have a plan. I did some research on this Hernandez lady. She brings a lot to the table, but I wouldn't give her an open check to come to Calexico for 960 hours at $50 an hour to try to help our departments. I think it has to be thought out before we can even make those decisions. So I think you're on the right track, but I think we need more information as to what's needed and where we need to send our resources right away. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I concur with Councilmember Calderon for the first time.
Oh, wow. Can you put it for the record here?
For the first time.
Wow. I might have a heart attack.
I finally see you smiling. So I agree in the part that it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. You're on the right track. I believe this position, the way that you're bringing it on board, it's not just to clarify the comment that was made about, hiring staff in-house or, going through the actual hiring process. We need to clarify that this position is only, it's for extra help, and it's limited term, and it's probably just going to be the first term, the 960 hours. I think it's a lot cheaper to hire someone who has the expertise and the experience and has already solved issues, our exact issues that we've had that came because we were without an HR director for 8 to 9 months. And just so that the citizens know, this was probably the only department where we had nobody, absolutely nobody for 8 to 9 months. So when you have claims and when you have workman's comp issues and you have retiree issues and then, staffing issues, and we're so backed up. And then we had the CalPERS issue that we had to drop what we were doing to resolve. So we're very backed up. I think this is a good idea because 960 hours at $50 an hour, it's $48,000. You're not paying this person benefits, right?
That's correct.
What, 51 with all the taxes and stuff? $51,000. I think it's the best approach. If we are going to get any help, I think it's the best approach. I just think maybe we can table this and put it on for the next agenda so that the council knows exactly what is it that we're investing these $51,000 on. So if we can get a list, whether it has to be in closed session or not, but to say this person will be focusing on this, and this, and if you don't get this person, then all these items are gonna take a year to get resolved, or 2 years. I think I would be more comfortable. I don't have any issues with the method, because I think if you already know a person that's willing to help out, whether it be here or remotely, I agree that a lot of those things are done at a desktop with the internet, emails, and all these things. But if maybe you could just clarify a little bit more, and then it'll give her a little bit more time to heal if she did have an accident, right? And to find out if she's still able to come here. But if my thing would be to table it, and if you can come back with us and maybe give us a list of the items that you want her, so that we can feel more comfortable and say, okay, these are specialized items. Or we can figure out, well, a technician can solve these items. And that way we know that, the investment is justifiable.
Can I just remind us, the last time we hired a retiree at having them work from home didn't work out. Oh, wow. Okay, so that can be
that can be brought back up at the, if we come back for discussion, that can be a requirement. And we can figure out if that's doable, if that'll make the rest of the council more comfortable. I do believe the work is there. I know the work is there. There's no, it makes, you know, how can you not have anything done for 9 months? And, you know, not be backed up. And, you know, our current HR staff has to go on with the daily stuff. So, and I think it'll be the cheapest option too. But my recommendation is gonna be to table it. I don't, I'd like to motion for that. If it goes through, it goes through. If not, then, so I'd like to, if nobody else has any further comments, I want a motion to table. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
I'm sorry. Should we ask how far along in the clearing up of this problem we are before we?
Can I add to it?
Yeah, if you guys have more questions before you vote, go ahead, ask them.
So, I do.
Hold on, let me just remove the motion. Okay. So I removed the motion from the table. We're gonna continue with that discussion. Council member?
Yeah, if it gets approved to be tabled, I would like to see in the proposal some changes. I don't agree with it being remote. I think that it should be here, boots on the ground, servicing our employees, what HR does. I also think that it should go through a process. I agree with Councilmember Marquez. Everybody has really good points. I agree with Councilmember Marquez on things that have happened in the past. So I'd like to proceed with caution with an item like this. I don't like that we're using ARPA money for it. I agree with Councilmember Legaspi that it could be used for other things. Yeah, so if we're gonna table it, I'd like to see what I just outlined, maybe some different proposal.
And so my question was, Carla, I know that you had been working on the CalPERS issue. Can you give us an update of exactly where we're at with that? Are we still that far behind that we need to bring somebody else in?
No, we're pretty much at the end of it. We have gone through a lot of, like, the process has been very long. There's been a lot of side letters that have gone for approval, working with the bargaining units, back and forth, and some payroll adjustments that have already been completed. But right now, we are only missing one more side letter that needs to go through the approval process of where the bargaining unit is approving it, and then it comes to council for approval, final approval, and that's the POA. And we are having a hard time with them getting the approval from them. So that's one part of it, and then the other part of it is the payroll adjustments. So we still have, I'm gonna say, a significant amount of payroll adjustments that need to happen. First, we were given a list of 14 employees. We have completed 10 of the 14, but then like 2 weeks ago, CalPERS came back and said, oh, now it's 41 employees. So now we're like, well, it's taken us very long enough to do the 10 that we have done so far, because you have to go, I mean, it's very tedious, you know, adjusting all those, making all those adjustments, because you have to go in there line item by line item, save it. The system takes forever to save them, so you kind of have to like be there with each employee. I'm gonna say takes hours to do an adjustment on. So now they're coming back and saying, oh, you know, you're gonna have to add another additional 26 employees that you're gonna have to do adjustments on. So that's where we thought we were almost at the end. I mean, we have made a lot of advancement in the audit itself, but they kind of threw us a curveball again, and like, now you have to, work on these additional adjustments. But we pretty much just, I mean, after we do the POA, we bring it for approval, it's just gonna be the payroll adjustments and just working on that. CalPERS has been working with us, they've been patient with us, because I mean, it has been a challenge. Because they see that we are making progress, they keep extending because they give us a deadline, and by this time we need this completed, and then, if they see that we're making progress, we're not done, but we're making progress, then they say, okay, it's okay, we'll give you they give us another additional deadline. So, but we are towards the end of it.
So you guys are making progress and working with it?
Excuse me?
Right? You guys are making progress and
yes.
moving forward.
Correct.
you're not stuck or in disarray or it's a mess.
No, and at this point, I mean, once we get the POA, and like I said, the only thing that's left is payroll adjustments. I mean, pretty much that's one person doing those adjustments, and that would be our finance manager. I mean, she's the only one that can make those adjustments.
Okay, thank you, Carla. That was all.
Can I add something?
Yes.
If this item gets approved to be tabled, can we also please see an idea, a list, as Mayor Nuricumbo said, justifying what the extra help is for? I'd like to know, I believe in the law of diminishing returns, so when you put a lot of bodies in one department, sometimes the productivity goes down. So I would like to see a justification for that. Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else? Okay. So my motion is going to be to table this item, and if you want to bring it back, if it can come back with those requests that were made. Do I have so that we can review it again then? Do I have a second?
I'll go ahead and second it.
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
No.
Councilmember Calderon?
No.
We agreed.
Motion passes.
Okay. Let's go on to item number 18, informational items. Receive and file Library Board of Trustee minutes for meeting on August 4, 2025. No action there, right? Item number 19, receive and file Community Services Commission meeting minutes for regular meeting of July 9, 2025 and special meeting of July 17, 2025. Do you have any comments, questions? No? From the council? No? Item number 20, informational item, grants manager to provide status update regarding grants.
I have a public comment.
Okay, can we start with, maybe after the presentation? Yeah, you first, yeah.
I guess, let me see if I have the item. Good evening, Laura Bowen, Grants Manager. And I guess the question, let me pull up I'm sorry, I had a...
Yeah. Can you get the mic closer for the...
Yes. Okay, perfect. This is the item 20, right? So the question to me, it was how many grants has the city applied for since the position was implemented? I guess when you're saying implemented, you mean like perhaps when I started working, right? Because I started on July 14. So I started in July 14. That was my first week. The next week, we had the city manager coming in. So I started kind of working on my own, trying to, this is a position that was not filled. It was just previous years that was not filled, right? So there was really no procedures to follow. So I started working on establishing some procedures, their process on how this position is going to work. And answering the question, I have applied to just submitted one grant application. I'm working on this grant application to be submitted by this weekend. And the other question, it was, let me see, go back again. So it's 2 applications. How many grants has the city applied for since the position was implemented? 2 applications. And of those, how many have been awarded? We have not received any communication yet for that, the applications that I submitted. I mean, it's, like I said, one, it was submitted, one of the application, it was submitted on September 12th. I still haven't received any communication from the state. And the other one is going to be submitted before October 5th. And then the answers is supposed to be provided if awarded by October 27. So those are the two questions. Those are the answers. And I don't know if you have any other question, like anybody.
Well, I did put the item on the agenda, and it all comes down to the return in our investment, you know? I mean,
Yes.
we got business people sitting here and everything. I want to just make sure that we are getting our money's worth.
Yes.
I know it's a hard task to go after the grants, but you need to be aggressive. As we heard
Yes.
today, we
yeah.
lack funding everywhere.
Of course.
And we just need to be on top of the game.
Yes, yes, and just to respond to the investment, the grant position is to assist other departments in applications. I mean, I am been looking and researching for opportunities, but I definitely need the input from the departments. I'm pretty sure that there is funding opportunities out there that the departments have already applied, and they can always contact me and send me those referrals so that we can look into it. Grants, it's a team effort. We need to collaborate as departments. It's not something that I can just do on my own. I can suggest, and it will depend on the department if they have the capacity to provide the input, the time. Everybody has been so busy, and there's very important departments like Public Works. I have provided a list to some of the departments with funding opportunities. And they have to reply to me, but they're so busy at the same time that they haven't been able. In addition to that, the manager position, it's a grants manager position. We need to be very careful to apply for funding and accept funding that we can manage, because we can get in trouble. We have situations, like everybody knows, where we haven't been able to comply with what we committed to. So it's at the end, it's grants. They're a great opportunity, but we do need to be committed, and we need to make sure we have the resources to establish more programs or to commit ourselves to do something. There's also, like I said, part of my duties is also manage the reports, and so there's more to it than the revenues. But by all means, like, if anybody knows or wants to establish goals about how much revenue will be enough to recover the investment, by all means contact the city manager and let me know, like, if there's like a monthly goal, like a quarter goal that I need to do, right? And another thing that I'm proposing as well is submit a quarterly report so that you don't have to be asking for this information continuously. So there's going to be a quarterly report that is going to show if we're applying, because I'm also, I'm going to take it to the next agenda, certain requirements that we have not been in compliance that I'm handling as well right now. So there is more to it then, but I don't know, like, if anybody has any other questions.
I do have a question.
Yes.
So aside from the $200,000 that you're applying for, that's on the current agenda,
Yes.
which is more than what you get paid. So if we get that grant, then we would have gotten our return on our investment on just one grant. What's the dollar amount of the grants that you said you submitted?
Well, the other one is just a letter. It's a letter of interest. It's for $35,000. So I don't know if I provided a spreadsheet with the applications that have been submitted. There are a total of 229,300. But I'm also including the management on the current grants. I created a spreadsheet to identify the current grants. That one is for $37 million. And I'm also working with the state on the audit for the CDBG and home programs. So that one is a big task on because we don't really have right now anybody we don't have a housing department. So I've been in contact with the state on working on this program as well, because we're still missing information there. I mean, there was already work done there. There's a big file. Another person has been working with us, putting all the information together. But the situation with the state is that they tell you what to do, you do it, and then you send it back to them. They have to review it, and it goes back. So there's policies and procedures to be established to handle these funds. I mean, right there we should have, whenever we get this done, that should be a very substantial amount of money that we could potentially receive in the future. But there is work to do on that.
And my understanding is that part of the CDBG, which is going to be a huge, return or huge amount of money, you're now undertaking that task. And I mean, I understand when we first got here that somebody had been working on, but probably wasn't doing it right. Am I correct? So we spent a lot of time and man hours doing something that you had to redo pretty much as soon as you got here.
Exactly. And another thing that I want to point or bring is that now you have a person to either blame or now you have a point of contact. Like I've been contacting agencies. I mean, now I'm working for the city of Calexico. This is the person that you need to contact if you have any questions. Like now, like I said, it's establishing the contact with other agencies and put ourselves out there, because like I said, there is a lot of funding available, but if we're not an agency that we can be trusted because we still owe information or requirements from 15 years, well, that is not good at all.
Okay.
I do want to ask, the CDBG one that's a big one. That's in the millions, like 3 to 4 million money. 3 to 4 million money. $3 to $4 million that's been frozen since 2014. So that one is the one that I'm always asking about, and so could in the future the city manager provide a status update, kind of where we are, how close we are to compliance on that in a future agenda item, just as an informational item? That would be great.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks. That's all I want to ask.
Anybody else? Any more questions or comments?
We have a public comment.
Oh, comment. Okay, thank you.
June Kim.
First of all, I might have to compromise your current manager, but I still have one question. She was mentioning we have a fund has been frozen just for the $4 million or more. And the other one is there's a lot of different CDBGs or CEBGs. They have another block. The CDBG is just for the infrastructures, but the CDEG is not the infrastructure. CDEG is like economic developments. They have a different sector. For example, Catalyst Fund, you guys Mr. Calderon was asking about the Catalyst Fund, item number 15, and that one's from the state, the CD, kind of like a CDEG, like economic developments. Actually, I was on the line to try to apply, but I'm not public sector. I couldn't apply. But I'm very impressed that she has that information. It was a big project. They have a little correction at the city manager. They have 3 different funds. So starter to investigating, they have a $50,000 grant. And they are getting ready for the the targeting, they're ready, getting ready, they can up to $200,000. If they have right now ready to starting the project, they up to the $400,000 from the state. So I believe I can see a little positive future of our grant condition, but I like to recommend it to make sure remove our blackball so we can apply we can get the more money from the state to benefit of the citizens. And also, the city of Calexico has what's called a multi-use zone in downtown areas. We can use it looking into to find the money to write the grant. So downstairs you can have a business, stores, but second floor, third floor you can have like apartments, just like Los Angeles doing it. They are big booming. Los Angeles downtown areas was dark and nobody else has nowhere to go. Now, if you go like a big, what's it called, the department stores there, there's whole night they're very busy. The young people, a lot of people, they have a sitting the sidewalk to eat their dinners down there. So that is based on ideas for that to City of Calexico approve the multi-using zone on the downtown areas. Yes. So I wish you guys may be achieving that one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to motion to extend the meeting past 9:30 for another 15 minutes. Is that enough time? Do you think? 15? 20 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez? Yes. Councilmember Calderon?
Oh, yeah.
Motion passes.
Item number 21, informational item, Public Works Director, City Engineer, to provide the following: A, update on the Rodriguez Park restrooms; B, downtown cleaning schedule; C, parks equipment and park maintenance schedule.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and all members of the City Council. Okay, for the Rodriguez Park, what I did since we've been really busy. So we prepared a report, which a copy should be in your hands right now, to actually explain not only this specific question, but to give you a little bit more information about what the parks and green areas and what we do in that regard. But for a specific information regarding the Rodriguez Park, the project is almost done. I would say it's a 90% complete. The more recent walkthrough was completed on September 30th, on Tuesday, September 30th. So by that time, the men's restrooms are 100% complete. The snack bar is as well 100% done. What is pending is one toilet and one door in the women's restroom. So we spoke with the contractor, it's part of the punch list, and we are anticipating to have those two items complete no later than 2 weeks from now. With regard to the cleaning, downtown cleaning schedule, so for that one, page 11 of this document is showing actually the information for that regard. Right now, we are anticipating, we have 3 specific dates to get back and clean that area. We did, the last time was completed on August 15, 2025. And well, as you may be aware, we got this contingency with the tropical storm. But anyways, the future dates are going to be October 24th, November 21st, and December 19th, on or about that date. Now for the parks, equipment, and park maintenance schedule. So the rest of the sheets on this report is going to provide the specific dates for the parks. We have kind of 2 different calendar, the short week. In sheet number 2, you can see the days and the locations being served. Page number 3 has the long week, days and locations. And then page number 4 is once a month work being done on the parks. This report also has a photo report illustrating the condition of the park equipment. All these pictures were recently taken, so they are now no more like 2 days old. I'm not sure if you I have a specific question. I'm more than glad to elaborate a little bit more if we have any specific concern. Meanwhile, we didn't stop working on removing the storm water from the rotation basins. Unfortunately, in my findings, I already have identified a few things that need to be corrected, to call it that way, never done properly. So regardless what happened in the past, Public Works Department is committed to remove all the storm water to get the rotation basin that are also parks to be back to normal. We didn't stop. Unfortunately, we don't have enough equipment. We have rented out a few pumps, and we have only one Vector truck. Without equipment, we have been able to actually do a really good progress. Unfortunately, I didn't include pictures of the before and after in the retention basins, but if you, I'll be more than glad to submit an electronic report. But if you drive by the areas, you'll see how the water is actually being gone, not little by little. Significant changes can be seen right now. And we are working also in collaboration with the county, specifically with Antonio Lechuga, to implement the mosquito control. So basically, that is always also taken care. The application of new, again, of the products is scheduled for this Friday or Saturday. So we are addressing that, even though it's not exactly part of the parks, but since we are using the retention, some of the retention basins as parks, I would say it's important to realize Public Works Department is working hard to get them back to normal as soon as possible.
Thank you for that. And this is very detailed. One of the things that I had questions in regards was when you are making these runs with maintenance, are you also identifying any areas of needs, any repairs that you need to make? When are those coming in? Is that worked on a work order? How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, well, basically, the instruction for our crews is if they find something that is not in condition, we need to start scheduling the work. Because sometimes if it's minor, we can get it done right on the spot. But we have found a few items that need more resources to get it done. And I'm more than glad to prepare a detailed report of the bigger or big items that are scheduled to be repaired in the future weeks.
Now, and this is very detailed. I don't know what I did maybe good in a prior life, because I've been asking for 6 months for this report, and I really appreciate that you got it done in less than a week. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
I know that one of the retaining basins has a valve that can be released in order for that water to be flushed out. Is that correct?
Okay. Probably all the retention basins have issues, and I have found some of them that the actual invert of the pipe is lower than the invert. The invert is the lowest elevation of the culvert of the pipe, and it's lower than the invert of the IID pipe. So it's impossible to flush the water by gravity. Another problem I have found is the condition of the IID pipe. I'm working right now preparing a report to meet with IID officials and other problems is exactly what you said. They have been using, I mean, some
A $2 pump.
components. I don't want to be really specific to make it work. In some other cases, they're using cups to prevent water from the IID drain to come back. So it's a combination of different, really unique situations. The idea is actually prepared a really comprehensive report and start working on fixing those because it's really expensive to be doing it. I mean, not for years, but rather for decades.
Yes.
To be dealing with the same exact issues and having the residents to not enjoy the use of the retention basins that are basically used as parks, but also avoid or prevent the population of the mosquitoes. I mean, no reason for that. I found that if not all, several of them, they have a lot of vegetation that shouldn't be there at all. I mean, we have trees in those retention basins. That means years with no attention. And right now we are working on a schedule to start cleaning all of them and then maintain them in a good condition. There are ways to do it. It's just discipline and in a program to do it. We're working on that.
And thank you. It's because obviously our parks are, a focus in this community. We need to be able to have areas for our children to play. And, it's very concerning. I know that I posed the question last week or 2 weeks ago in regards to the condition of Cordova Park, and you informed me, someone did, in regards to the fact that it wasn't safe. But then I go to Raisin Park, and then I go into the playground area, and I think that's like a disaster waiting to happen. That alone needs to be red tagged. So my concern is for the youth and the community. We need to make sure that we're able to maintain these areas. And I mean, obviously you have created a schedule. Once you have systems in place, it's easier to maintain than if you're going around, running around like a chicken without a head and not knowing where to start. So I really appreciate this report that you're giving us. Some of the pictures here, like in Nosotros Park, some of the areas are closed off because of
Yeah, that specific park after the storm, the structure collapse, so it's not open to the public, and we are working right now on making an assessment and get a solution to repair that one.
Okay.
And also park later. Yes, it's sheet 8 of 11.
Okay. Alrighty. And then the last question for you. I know that you did provide a schedule for Republic to be cleaning the alleyways, but I don't know if you can answer, how often are we going downtown cleaning the streets and maybe power washing? Because I don't know if I've ever seen that happen in downtown.
Well, this schedule is based on collaboration with Republic. So these are the dates in which we can work together. That's why. Now, if the instruction is to do it more often, then I have to get back to the Republic representatives and try to make it more often. This is what we can do right now, and basically the schedule is based on our current, based on the staff and what we are able to do it, because we have numerous commitments after the rain, and we want to get back to normal in many other components. Regardless that, if the instruction or if the petition is to do it more often, let me work on that one, get back to Republic and bring another options to get it done.
So I do have in here that you have Sunday through Saturday, somebody cleaning downtown?
Mm-hmm. Where do you find that?
That's the last page, page 11.
11 and
Yeah.
11.
No, yeah. Well, this is, let me see. Yeah.
Because that would be like everything.
I'm confused. We have,
And I mean, I don't need an answer right now, but obviously you've done a lot. So I really appreciate it. I just want to make sure that we're continuing the cleaning up of the downtown and making sure that, for me, it's about making sure that the parks are ready for the kids and that we're able to receive people for our downtown businesses and that we're keeping and maintaining clean spaces. So that was one of my main concerns. I know that probably in the future I'll bring back the ARPA money that was allocated for downtown. I do believe it's $3 million. I don't know how they were used or if they are used at all, but definitely something we need to do in order to make it more inviting for the people that are crossing the border and enticing them to stay.
yeah, we can make a good use of those funds.
Thank you, Mr. Villegas. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you.
I would like to ask that there's I also, first of all, I want to thank you too for the detail, for going out there and getting this information for us. But I would like to have a plan for the repairs of the playgrounds and stuff, at least. Not right now, clearly, because it's a lot of work and you have a lot of work to do, but maybe include it as part of our CIP meeting workshop so that we can have a little section on parks, because it looks like every park has some type of issue, and maybe so we can kind of brainstorm on how to get them fixed and go out for grants for parks, or maybe community volunteers or something to where we can discuss it, so that now we know which ones are broken, we know which ones have issues, but now let's see how we could fix them. And maybe we could just include that in our CIP workshop in the future. Yeah. And other than that, thank you for all this information.
And if we do have that ARPA money lying around, that would be a great place to spend it.
Yeah, thank you, Carla, for the information.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi, do you have any questions or comments?
No, just keep up the good work.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a challenging time these last 2 weeks. That's why I would be more than glad to elaborate a little more the report, but basically all bases shall be covered.
And you're doing an excellent job. Thank you so much.
And everyone has your cell number, I know that. So.
Madam Mayor, we have a public comment.
Okay.
June Kim.
Thank you for all the details information, but I think I need some inform the council member about what's going on in the Cordoba Park. And actually, the Cordoba, we have a water detention and parks. So people start calling the water detention the park, so they are confusing it. But we actually, officially, we have a very little parks. We're supposed to have more, but past council members, they exchange their kitchens to our parks. So when they approved the project, they didn't set the park. So we don't have actually we don't have enough park there, and we cannot have funds from the state to grant for the maintaining the park. And also our park is the Cordoba Park is kind of a park inside the residential areas. So they are for the residents, not for the public, the activities. And also what they call the front of the school district, they have a lots of soccer ball games, whatever. They have a lots of street open, people can park there. But the Cordoba Park is surrounded by the neighbors, So bothering the neighbors that is not size about a lot of team to playing there. That Calexico, we should put the sports facility out of the town or next to the town, so they can be released from the pressure for the community. That's a major issue we have. The money-wise, when I was council, we approved from the called the major H money. We put the money there, sports facility. But when the park they made it, that time council they made the service portion CFT bond. So public portion of the CFT bond, which is they are using for the maintaining that parks. So who pays that? The people who the Bravo areas only, not for the whole citizens. So they have a kind of like the complicated issues. The main ones, we should have big sports complexes, because like a soccer ball and the league, the baseball, they need big games that we don't have enough there. But even Cordoba Park, let them use it, still gonna be causing the chaos, unhappy citizens. So they're gonna need it for the information. You can make the decision, but we have a limit to ourselves and the Cordoba Park to use it. When the city council, the approval, there was multi-sports, not for the one big sports.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I believe we need to have animal parks there. We don't have any parks for taking care of the animals.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions or comments on item number 21 from the council? No? Okay, item number 22, informational item, police chief to provide the following. A, ways to bring in revenue. B, conduct a review of the administrative fees charged by surrounding sheriff and police departments within our county. Chief?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. City council members, before you have a report written in reference to the items asked. There's a detailed list as to what every agency charges for services. What we found is we're sometimes a little bit above, sometimes a little bit below on some of the charges. We're looking into some of the services that they provide that we don't charge for, and to submit a staff report to include that in the ordinance. Some things that we're looking into is an admin's per se charge for DUIs. So if a person's convicted for DUI, there's an agency here in the valley that charges a set amount for the investigation, for the processing of the paperwork, things like that we could get reimbursed. And as you know, we've been on an uptick of DUI arrests since we started training all the officers. So that's a lot of money that we've left on the table. Another thing that we're looking into too is safekeeping. We do a lot of safekeeping for the public, as far as we hold a lot of property that, because of the value we hold it, but we don't charge the public for holding it. As we're right here next to the border, we're the last stop for people that have CCWs or retired law enforcement officers that come and they deposit their firearms here, and we don't charge them a storage fee. So that's something where we can bring revenue in. One of the things that one of the public brought up tonight that we were looking at is, again, for the street sweepers to put a no parking between 2 hours while they're doing street sweeping. So that way we can move the cars, and that way you get a circulation. Of course, another thing that we need to look into also is code enforcement, giving the code enforcement officers a little bit more teeth. As I'm sure you're probably getting phone calls, they're a little bit more aggressive as far as going after people, business license messes. I know for a fact that they've gone to several houses and addressed a lot of issues in their front yards. So people are cleaning up their yards, dealing with damages. We've red tagged businesses, and they're cleaning it up to bring in new business. So we're going to review everything, and we should present something to start changing some of the ordinance to help out with bringing in some revenue. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments by the council?
When do you think you'd be bringing this up?
Well, anytime we bring up any kind of fees, we have to do public outreach. So we have to do some workshops. Obviously, let the public know. Obviously, if we're doing like no parking for the street sweeper because you're going to get fined. Obviously, we got to establish the fine for that, not parking there. We have to do outreach, and usually it's required to have at least 2 workshops before it's brought up to city council. We have to announce it to the newspaper. So I would, with the experience I have with the meters, I would say 6 months.
Well, let's start working on that so we
Yes,
can
sir.
bring in some finance.
Yes, Councilman.
I wanted to maybe, well, 2 things. I don't know, did you put in here the idea that you had brought up or about the Century
Yes,
exit?
so it's not in there. Obviously, it's something that I've talked about for the last year and a half. A lot of that is contingent on we fixing the Anza Bridge, which I know you guys are working on. So it's something that program is going to help out, to get, money into the coffers for the city. But I think what's going to make it more accessible for everybody out in the valley is to have that Anza Bridge. For example, if you're living in El Centro, you don't have to drive through Calexico. You can come in through the west side of town, come in through Hamners, and then down Anza and right into the Century Lane. So I've looked into other agencies. I actually did find one city in Texas that does that. They charge $4 to cross into Texas, or from Texas to Mexico. So yeah, so that's something that we looked at. It's very, everybody I talked to is anxious for it. It's something that we need to talk to, obviously, Caltrans, start talking with them so they can help us out, so that way they can arrange that. And I know there's a couple business owners that have been talking to us about, implementing it. Of course, we need to look into also bringing in the outlets into it, because it's going to affect them as the line's going to, as we know, the Century Line has gotten long coming into the United States. So I'm foreseeing in the future this Century Line that we're going to implement is going to go in front of the outlets. So what I was going to propose is that if you spend $75 at the outlets, you issue them a stamp every month, a special stamp, so that way we don't have any cheaters. They stamp the receipt, they can go through the special lane, and it brings up business to the outlets, but it also brings tax dollars to the city.
And I was told, don't quote me on this, but just to find out information about it, because I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, we need to offset those $800,000 one way or another that we're spending. But I was told that toll roads need legislation approval. So if you can just do that research, because I was told even if it's city streets. So we'll have to do that before we can continue to contemplate. Like I said, I think it's a good idea, but let's just figure that out. And then I was gonna maybe suggest because after the meeting we had at the ICTC, that I believe somebody there mentioned that the corner of 98 and 111, if we can maybe have a meeting with the chief and maybe the CHP commander, the valley, and see if maybe they can help us out in that intersection, because that intersection are 2 highways, and if they can help us out at least on 2 days, it'll cut down our costs, or certain hours where they can do the traffic control there, and we can save some money, and maybe they can make up their money by giving tickets, because everybody's scared of the CHP. So maybe if you can have some negotiations and have them help us out a day or 2, well, that would be 1/3 of those $800,000. So we can make money, but also by saving money, we're making money. So maybe if we can have some conversations about that. That's all I had on that.
I do want to add, so in the last couple ICT meetings, they have allocated, I don't know if staff, we have new staff, so I'm pretty sure that hasn't come by, but we'll get together with the staff accordingly. they have money budgeted for the Anza Bridge. I want to say it's $2 million, and that's for the design, so they're working on it. And then we have some money here, though they have projected that it's around $10 million to fix it. That's per ICTC, but we'll find the money one day. The toll road, during our meeting when that came up, well, Caltrans is really supportive of it, so we should definitely take advantage of that and get with them, because that would be awesome to implement. Whether it's on Imperial or Anza, but we need to start doing something. And also, I've gotten a ticket like in 2015 by the CHP right there in that area, so bring them back.
Any questions or comments? No?
We
Okay.
have a public comment.
Okay.
June Kim.
See, I think we're gonna need to see the police chief horoscope, the seat of the city manager's job. He's doing the city manager's job, supposed to be worried about the city manager doing these kind of jobs. It's something was wrong. Because city manager, they don't know our city yet. Or he doesn't ever interested.
Can you go back to the item, please?
Yes, items, okay. This is items to the revenue.
Yes, by the police department.
Yes.
Okay.
But I believe this one is supposed to be supported by the city manager to do this kind of jobs. That's all I needed to say. And the other one is when we have the bridges, we can charge it for the bridges passing because maintenance is needed. But there's a regular street, we cannot charge it unless we have like a toll road we constructed special purpose. But regular the street, we should not, or we cannot charge extra money. That's what I understand it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Moving on to item number 23, informational report in reference to grant activities during the period of July 14th through September 15th, which I believe we already covered. So does any council member have?
We have a public comment.
But it was already covered, no? Same item, I believe.
Do we have a public comment?
Go ahead.
Mr. Kim?
Does he still want to speak on it since we already spoke on it for item number
23?
Yeah, okay, good. All right, thank you. Okay, future agenda items. Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yeah, for next council meeting, the truck route that we've been working on, some information regarding what's happening with that, or what's input or regarding to the truck route between Cole and 98 and ML King, an update. For the next council meeting.
Yeah.
And also, I went ahead and clarified with the city manager regarding the conflict of interest with the Cordova Park for the informational item on a temporary but not a permanent comment that I'd like to make. Can you please confirm that it is not a conflict of interest?
This is for future agenda items.
Future
so
agenda item, yes.
This is not discussion items,
No.
but if you have, if you wanted to make something related to Cordova, I'm comfortable with getting to the agenda. Depending what goes on the agenda, we'd have to, at that point,
Okay.
evaluate that point. But
Just,
for the purposes tonight, it's only, they're not discussion items, these are just to add future
Information,
agenda items.
for an informational item for the next council meeting.
Correct.
Great. I want to just pick it back off of a council member that had mentioned temporary, not permanent, temporary, opening up at least one field in a safe manner. Obviously, I would like to see if Mr. Villegas can bring this a safe manner informational for the next council meeting regarding to a temporary opening up at least one field. What will it take to open up one field in a safe manner for informational. I know that we have equipment, we have benches that are in storage, we have the signage that is in storage. Is it possible to go ahead and do so in a temporary manner until this RFP comes back to us? So I don't know how long that's going to take. That's what I would like for the next council meeting under the informational item. Is that good?
I do want to ask, because the agenda item that he's asking, he will have to recuse himself for sure. The opening of one field, because he recused himself the last time.
But this would be under only temporary, not permanent, temporary. What if it
The
comes
problem
back?
is, to open it temporary, we have to invest in it because it's not done. We have to invest money into it. It's not like just opening the doors.
We do have equipment. Obviously, if there's any money to be invested, I'm sure you will bring that up. But we do have the benches that's in storage, and we have the signs, correct?
It's correct. The benches for all three diamonds.
And then again, these are future agenda items. We
Okay.
shouldn't be having discussions on the item. It's whether or not we bring that item back. That's what we need to focus on for
information.
So,
whether
do we need to have a second to put that on the agenda? Does anybody second that item?
I second that.
Okay, so information item on whether to open one baseball field at Cordova Park.
Should we be more specific about if that were the case, that we assigned each field to not be the same, I don't know, somebody had mentioned that in order for them not to be playing at the same time, I think we can designate one for Little League and one for softball and then some other one for,
That would be we're discussing an item not on the agenda, correct?
Well, trying to give direction on what information they
Getting
need
direction
back.
for the next item.
Like what exact item you want brought back for informational?
Okay.
So I guess we'll leave it at, I just had a question
Oh,
in
okay.
regards of whether that would be included, that's all. But no, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Lewis, go for it.
I'm done. I guess we just need a motion.
No, we're not, we don't need a motion,
Oh.
just a seconded item. And when you bring that, can you add the information also, what field, why that field, and how much it would take to invest it, to get it open? Because one of the purposes of the RFP was for them to identify which fields would stay, if it's only one, or if it's two, or if it's three. So why invest in a field that might be removed? I think we're trying to run before we walk. That was the whole purpose of the RFP. And to kind of stop all this commotion, but I guess we want to keep bringing it back. So I just want to ask that you give us that information on the cost of what it would be and which one and the reasons. Thank you.
So how is that different from what I was asking? I'm sorry.
Because I'm adding to the informational item, I'm asking them to include that information.
Yeah, well, I mean, for an item, right now we have two council members who could request the item.
Yeah. But I'm asking that within that information, we have that particular information, because it's very important how much money needs to be invested to open one field. If it's going to be $1,000, if it's going to be $50,000, that makes a big difference on whether we're going to open a field or not. That's why I added that.
But I'm just asking because
right now, we have a council member can make a request a future agenda item, seconded by another, and that's what's
Yeah.
coming back. If somebody wants something different, then they would need to.
No, I
have
want the
somebody
same
support
thing.
that.
I just want that information added to that informational report.
there's two motions on the floor, so we just need to make one.
Well, one is.
I didn't motion anything.
Well, there's one already to.
You're adding.
To bring back Councilmember Legaspi's item.
So he
If the
didn't
mayor
motion
wants to-
anything. We're just following policy where it says two council members need to request it. It's not going out for a vote, so it's not a motion. And I'm just saying, if you're gonna bring that, which is perfectly fine. We need the full information because we don't need to create any more confusion. And we don't need to bring people any more false hopes. Yeah, so that's why
Is
I'm
it coming
asking
back?
that information be brought with it. Anything else? Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Nope, that's it.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Can I get a second for the food truck ordinance that I've asked for like over a year?
Second.
Please? Thank you. Wait, there was another one. Oh yeah. We did a really cool thing for the Christmas parade where we adjusted fees for that event for like the small vendors. I think that it would be beneficial to kind of do something similar, but across the board, not just, event specific, because we, our socioeconomic, the demographics here are not, they're not of high income, we need to, I think, look at what we charge for those one-day event permits so that it's feasible, especially with how inflation is, for these people to participate, because they have to get permits not only from the city, but if they're doing like food, they have to get the permit from the county, and if they don't already have a permit, then they have to pay for another permit. So I think if we could bring up an item that looks at the business licenses for like one day, what could possibly be a reduction, kind of like what we did for the Christmas parade, and also I'm big on veterans. If we can do like the fee waiver, because they do that actually at the county, they do a fee waiver for veterans who are doing food facility permits. So I'd like to see something like that for our business licenses.
We already have an exemption for business licenses for veterans. It's a state law, so we have to follow the state law. It's just they have to be, it's kind of restricted. It has to be, it cannot be services, it has to be a tangible item. So as long as it's, something they can sell and it's tangible, and they were, what is the word? When they're, what is the word? When, oh my God, I can't
It's
remember.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
But
again,
they were.
These are future agenda items.
Yes, it's a requirement. So it's like as long as they meet those requirements, I can't think of the word right now, but as long as they meet all these requirements, then they don't have to pay the business license portion of the business license. They still have to pay like the SB fee and like if they have like any other type of fee that.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to attribute it to, like tie it into. We have the garage permits.
Again, these are future agenda items, so.
Oh, okay. Well, something
What-
similar for the business licenses to the garage sale, where they get like the free ones, and then after so many, you have to actually pay a business license for like the events permits. But I guess sorry.
Yeah, what I'm just trying to do is making sure that we had council comments earlier, make their comments. This is for future agenda items, and because they're not on the agenda, that's how come we just, what item do you want? If you get a second, bring it forward. Somebody else can also ask for a second, comes
I'll
forward.
talk to you later.
And then it comes back at an agendized meeting, and they can have a full discussion on it.
Anything else? Yeah, I think we did second that, right, on the food truck? I think council member.
About the events permits.
Okay, yeah, I second that.
Okay.
Okay, Mayor, Council, can I get clarification on the items from Member Thailenda? Did I hear something about an ordinance? Was there an ordinance? What was
The
the
food
first?
truck ordinance.
Food truck ordinance.
Food truck ordinance,
Yes.
okay. Food truck ordinance, meaning an ordinance that allows the governance of food trucks in the city, correct? Okay.
Yes.
And then the second item was, you want to report on discussion of a policy with business licenses as they relate to garage sales
And for special events.
and special events, okay? And then the last item was,
That was it.
that was it?
That was it. It was
Thank you.
confusing, sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Marquez.
So not for next meeting, but maybe in a month, bring up the follow-up on the parks and how we're advancing on that. I would also like to see the balance that's left over on unspent funds that were allocated to the parks, if that's possible. I think there's several of them, but yeah. And I think that's all I have.
Oh,
When we come around. Councilmember Calderon?
I'll make it easy. I have none for next meeting, but just a reminder, there is 5 votes up here in the diocese, just for reminders. That's
There's
all.
what?
There's 5 votes up here. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, I think we know that. Okay. I would like to, if I can get a second, I'd like to, whether it be closed session or open, this is for, I guess, finance, a report on bad debt, that the city hasn't got paid. I know there's some loans that none of us know about that are past due, business licenses, CFDs, all the CFDs. We have 3 CFDs in the city. We need to make sure that all those debts are paid. So I'd like to see a report on that. Do I have a second? Councilmember Thailenda?
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so we got a second on that one.
Okay, the timing, Mayor, on that, we'll have to,
Two council meetings from now, does that give you enough time? A month? Okay, 2 council meetings from now. And then the other one is not an agenda item, but if we can just ask Caltrans, send them some pictures of the dead trees that we have on some areas. I know on 98, there's a bunch of trees. I don't know if they're ours or if they're Caltrans. I know some of them are Caltrans. So if we can maybe just do a little survey, which ones are ours, which ones are theirs, because I know there's some that are really dry that are still standing that we should probably cut down, because those are the same ones that fell down with the storm. And then, and I know there's one like on 98 and over by, is it Mains? The corner of Mains and 98, the street. It looks like a big, I don't want to give ideas, but like a big bonfire is ready to start there. I don't know if it's Caltrans or us. You know which one? Yeah.
It's right in front of Canal Street and Mains.
Yeah, so, and it's dry, it's dry wood, so just kind of do a little survey on what's ours, what's Caltrans, send them the information. They're more than willing to come down and take care of that if we just send them the information. Yeah.
I have to agree with that, Mayor.
Oh, well, thank you.
I've been asking for that since I've been here in 9 months.
Then you can second it.
I can second it.
First time I hear about that.
Not only is it a safety hazard, it's a fire hazard.
Yeah, no, yeah, and yes, I mean, I know it's
Or
not
maybe
part
we
of-
should put some Christmas ornaments on them and decorate them for Christmas.
Well, just to elaborate a little bit on that one, I already instruct my my staff to identify those trees, even though when those trees are not part of the cities, but it's a reason for community. We have been working on that. I mean, yeah, we cannot afford accidents.
Okay, yes, exactly. Thank you. That's all I have. Anybody, oh, you had something else? Go ahead.
So this would be just an information, or 2 informational items. One on a status update, how far we are from reestablishing eligibility with the CDBG grants. So what's been done, what the state has referred back, what step are we in, how close are we to getting into compliance to actually be able to use program income. And then the other one would be, and it struck my curiosity when we were doing the item for the HR extra help, that it was mentioned that we're moving money from a project that's no longer going to be done to fund this. So I would like an ARPA funds update. What projects were budgeted and what projects are no longer planned to be done, please?
I second that.
yeah, that was on my list too.
Okay.
And I think the ARPA update, though, we might need more time.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's definitely high on the list, so thank you.
Councilmember Calderon, next month, November?
Whatever
Yeah,
whenever you
is
want
that
to.
good?
I think
When
we
do
can
you-
bring
when do you
that
think?
back in
Yeah?
2 meetings,
In 2
yeah.
meetings? Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Noricumbo?
Yes?
Mayor Pro Tem Legaspi?
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Calderon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 10:24 PM.